And good evening, everybody.
Hello.
As apparently we're just gonna start doing that now. Awesome. Noted. Um, we are Hard Knock Dice. I am your dungeon master, Ian. Here for this Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. And these gentlemen around us are our players, as well as some players in Dungeon Master Singular for our other campaign, plus old Christopher slash Jakob, who is still we
Hello.
are we are well into his first campaign at this point. I'm not sure at what point I'm gonna stop mentioning that, but it'll be eventually. For now though, I like it. But
You should
yeah,
stop with the last episode.
just like, and this was the this is the last. But then y'all would know it's the last episode. I can't do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll work on that. I'll brainstorm. But anywho, we're here to play some D&D, specifically some Ghost of Saltmarsh. Last we left. Does anybody have any announcements? Anything fun to add? Yes, no, maybe
Happy
so.
International Women's Day.
There you go. Yeah, happy
Oh, yeah.
International Women's Day. I will.
They're one
I
of my
gotta.
favorite
I gotta
things.
make sure we've got. I think we've got. We have several strong women who own their own establishments and businesses here in Saltmarsh. They're about it. God damn it. So we'll see. Maybe make sure we'll see some strong ladies during this session tonight. But yeah. Where last we left off, our intrepid adventurers had, after a little bit of sleep, gone and seen the captain of the guard, old Eleander Fireborn, my bad, messing up my own NPCs names, uh, who was interrogating the two lizard folk prisoners that they brought back after absolutely fucking a entire boat full of smugglers. These two prisoners were, of course, the ones that had explained to them that the lizard folk, as well as a few other tribes of seafaring races, were gearing up for war with the Sahuagin, who are quite a menace. You generally speaking to uh, deep seafaring vessels and other water dwelling races, generally speaking, but they seem to be coming pretty close to home for Saltmarsh, so they were brought back in to be questioned. Our boy Jakob served as a translator for the captain, as he is the only person locally that seems to speak Draconic. At least that was easy to get his hands on. The captain seemed pretty convinced of their honesty from what he could tell of their general demeanor, considering he couldn't speak the same language as them, and offered the party some cash in and other perhaps rewards if they would go and see go and visit the lizard folk tribe in order to maybe corroborate this story and see what was going on, get a little more insight to the overall situation. The party did tell them that they would consider it, but that, of course, considering this was a pretty dangerous task, that they would need some time to think about it. Eleander assured them that it was in no rush, but that they would have to have an answer soon. We ended our session with them going back and getting an actual amount of sleep, hopefully, in their quarters back at the snapping line. And so that is where we'll pick up, I guess. So y'all went to sleep. Probably y'all went over there about 8 o'clock, if I do recall correctly, for that interrogation. It wasn't very long. Y'all probably made it back to the snapping line around 8:30, 8:40. Was anybody intending to get anything less than a full rest?
Nope.
Julian doing a big sleep.
That.
Okay. All right. So y'all, if y'all get a full 8 hours sleep of a long rest, maybe a little disturbed by the fact that there's some light coming in the windows, but I wouldn't say it interferes at all. So y'all waking up at ass end of 4 o'clock for about 4:40, creeping up on 5 o'clock. What would you guys like to do?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Agreed.
All right. So y'all are all gonna kind of gather down below in the kind of the open tavern of Hannah Riss's establishment. I'll get down there. It's like I said, it's about 5 o'clock, so some people are starting to trickle in, ending the day's work. It's not crowded, but you can definitely tell it's probably going to get that way. Here in a bit, Hannah's down at the bar, slinging some drinks around, fulfilling some food orders and whatnot, and her general use helpers are also out and about. So y'all just going up to her.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's your beer, Alvis. Oh, hey, y'all slept late. What can I do for you? That's understandable. Drinks, food. What can I do for you boys?
A meal would not be amiss.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, something nice and hearty. We're gonna have a
Of course.
big day around town.
Of course. We got some pretty hearty kind of a fish stew that's going on, as well as some dark bread that we're doing for meals tonight. So we can get you. Is that everybody having a meal? Okay.
I'll take one and 2 ales, please.
And 2 ales. Okay, 2 ales is gonna come out about 2 silver.
All right, I'll pass it to Silver.
Thank you. Just tucks it around. Anything else to drink for the rest of you gentlemen?
Just water.
Just water. Very
And
consistent. Very, very consistent. And for you?
Yeah, water for me as well.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, you find yourselves a seat. I'll send somebody out with that for you here in just a little bit, okay? Yeah. Yes, I'm coming. And just kind of goes off down the bar to serve somebody else who kind of came walking in the door.
How much are our meals?
Meals. I believe those were some of that is included, at least one free meal a day for the cost of the rooms.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
generally used on breakfast, but y'all woke up late.
Sick.
So
All right. So we gotta, I guess, we have some stuff to do before y'all are dead set on going to the marshes. Yeah. Just trying to get a read of everybody here.
Well, I kind of feel like if we don't, there's no telling what they might do with those lizard folk. And, well, hell, I mean, now we could have the lizard folk teaming up with Saltmarsh against these Swahagan people. I don't know. I mean,
Exactly.
even if you want to look at it from a cynical standpoint, that's a whole lot less frogs or halflings or humans or whatever getting killed in some type of conflict to come. So yeah, feel like we should do it, but I mean, we could use a few days to relax a little bit. They're not going anywhere in that jail cell.
Julian was just nodding along as his friend was talking.
Can I do some sort of, I don't know if you want to give me a history check or something, just see how lizard folk in the marshes have typically received out-of-towners, so to speak?
I'd allow a knowledge history. That'd be fun.
All right, I don't know if I have history.
I'd
Frank,
say
but-
you living in being a native to the marshes would make up for lack of proficiency.
No good. It's
No.
an 8.
No good. I mean,
Yeah.
so you're not quite sure. You know they haven't lived close by, like they haven't really seemed to live right in the marshes close to where you and your tribe were, and at least as far as you know.
Gotcha.
You just know them kind of by reputation. They are mean green fighting machines.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't know how they are, but I do know how we are. And if they're anything like my people, then we're probably not going to have a good time, or at least not an easy time.
Well, I mean, we'll just have to help Jakob convince these fellas that they're going to be heroes when they get back home. I mean, they went off to get some weapons. They're going to come back with assuming unless somebody says otherwise, we might be able to keep the whole shipment of weapons, and they'll come back with an additional ally to fight in their war. Yeah, I think they could probably be convinced to help us out.
Oh yeah,
To
I mean,
vouch for us.
absolutely. If we get to say all that, I think we have a really good chance.
Well, I mean, other lizard folk ain't just gonna kill their own kin, right?
I don't know. The one on the ship seemed mighty intent on killing his friend, but I mean, that was after, in his eyes, he betrayed them.
Well, exactly. I don't tend on going out there to die. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go and take off my armor and go shake their hand or anything. I mean, I'm gonna do my damnedest to protect myself. But
Can show up with an offering.
that's true.
Hell,
Hell,
unfortunately, I don't know anything about them. So.
Uh-oh.
Well, they're sitting in.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I froze. Whoops.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
How
Sorry.
much did you hear?
I heard, well,
Oh, I said, well, unfortunately, I don't know much about them, so I don't know what they would like.
I think telling him that we ensured the safety of the shipment, that might put us on good footing with them, at least.
Well, I mean, as far as a gift to sweeten the "hey, don't eat us, we're friends," we could just go into the cell and ask the lizard folk what they like. Hell, we could even get the city to pay for it. Maybe a little bit extra in there for us, since
Perhaps
we're going through
we could
such
just-
dangerous situations.
Right. I mean, perhaps we could just, and I'll bring out one of the morning stars from the bag of holding. I mean, if we just come like with this on a shield and some of the javelins and just say, hey, leave it on the ground and back up, maybe that'll at least get us some talking time, the ability to parlay.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect scenario, we'd be able to see them before they saw us, but I don't know if that's gonna be likely, being their home turf and everything.
Maybe we can get one of them to come with us. Permission from the city.
Well, I assumed that both of them would be coming with us. I mean, hell, I ain't gonna go out there by my damn self just to walk. I'm a halfling, okay? I'm not in for being a 4-man army into the middle of a lizard man swamp. I'm not about that. I think I kind of went above my pay grade, as it were, to go on a ship full of smugglers.
Maybe we should just take one, considering they're both trying to kill each other. Maybe take one of the docile ones.
I think we should take the docile one. Let him at least tell his story first before the other one gets back, and probably will try to kill him or get the other people to kill him.
Doesn't necessarily need to tell him everything, but he'll just be our envoy. But they may still just kill him on sight, or showing us where they live.
If we bring the docile one and an offering of weapons, maybe at least enough to talk.
Okay.
Or, I mean, we could be way overthinking this. We could just talk to the guy, get Saltmarsh to supply us with a few extra hands, and we could just sail the damn ship back to where they're supposed to get it from.
It's not a bad idea.
Visible perking up at the idea of being on the ship.
Well, we're definitely going to have to clean that deck. Sorry about that again.
I think we all contributed at the end. You definitely christened it, though. Well, here, maybe we can make our plans around these. I'll pull out the maps of their routes and stuff, and see, we like lay them out for everybody to kind of look at. As I do, just being kind of a little paranoid froggy, can I look around and see if anybody's paying close attention to us?
Nobody in particular is paying. Nobody is paying particular close attention to you guys. Just a few people just kind of glancing over. Y'all have been here a few days. You still get a couple guys that maybe they haven't been in the past couple days or whatever they've been getting early nights, and they're taking glances at both Julian and Gloob, yourself as well as Julian. Kind of some odd glances. Maybe some people kind of leaning over to see if they can get a look at Julian's face because they can see kind of his forearms. But that's just about it, y'all. I assume y'all aren't trying to talk particularly loudly, and it's starting to fill up, so there's a good bit of hubbub. It is about this time though. You see one of the still pretty muscular, but not quite as like big as some of the other guys. Gentlemen come walking out around the side and just bringing over a couple trays to you guys. Here you go. Kind of few bowls with ends of bread sticking out of them, as well as slamming down three mugs of water and 2 mugs of ale for you. Jacob, he kind of looks confused because he wants to like give out the 2 mugs of ale, but realizes they're both for you and sets them down.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Just goes on back, heading back, tucking the trays under his arms.
Right. As I pull out these maps, I suppose, what do we see? What do we gather from them?
So you said you're just kind of pulling out the maps that are their smuggling routes and stuff, the ones that you found out of the box, not the ones in the desk, correct?
Right.
Okay, so smuggling routes, several of them are pieces of the coast that are farther up. You see a couple that look like they're closer to Seaton, with pathways that seem to weave among reefs and in shallower points of water where they feel like they probably could sneak through without being seen, or that larger vessels who might be trying to capture them might fear to sail. But closer to home here in Saltmarsh, there are a few sections that are broad that show how they would come in closer to shore, and then several that are, or a couple that are closer in. One marking their approach to the cavern of the haunted house, but then one that looks relatively new that is marking some approaches that it doesn't go actually up the Dunwater, because the Dunwater is a little small for how big of a ship this is, or at least for a deeper water vessel, but it seems to be marking a path to an area kind of closer on the shore, still near the mouth of the Dunwater, but it looks like the lizard folk had agreed to meet them somewhere on the coastway.
So it looks like we don't necessarily need to go all the way into the marshes, which I am all about. It's not a good place.
Jumped and murdered by warlike lizard people is definitely on Julian's list of things.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, Julian, you know most about shipfaring and sailing and all that. And, I mean, how many people are we going to need to run a boat like that? Ship.
Yeah, Dungeon Master.
Yes, sir.
How many people does Julian know that it's going to take to run that boat?
Oh, Lord. Let's see. I guess roll me... Oh, man. A knowledge... You rode on a boat. Just roll me like a straight intelligence plus proficiency bonus, like D20 plus intelligence plus proficiency.
That'll be 16 after bonuses.
16 after bonuses. Okay, so 16 total. While you didn't sail yourself on vessels this large, you were in and out of docks, so you saw plenty that were bigger and kind of more in this size range. You'd figure that like bare minimum skeleton crew to run this ship, you'd probably need about 10 people, and that'd be a bit stretching it. More comfortably, closer to like the 13, 14 range.
10, but more would be better.
Well, there's us 4. And we can always choose to bring Ned if we wanted to for an extra hand. I don't know if he's any good at sailing. We can just leave him here, though. Oceanus might help us out. We can just drop him off part of the way back. I don't know.
Who here has sailed before?
I don't know how to swim, so
I don't know how to sail a boat.
I've just
Oh,
been
pretty.
on a tiny boat.
I'm a
with
pretty
some
quick
friends.
learner. I can at least cook for you fellas. Isn't there a cook on a boat? Isn't that one of the roles you got to take?
Usually is, from what I've heard.
If we
There
can
you
get
go.
8 to
That's
10
me.
sailors from the city, paid by the council, we can fill in the gaps.
Well, there you go. Julia's got it covered. Good.
Now, the elephant in the room is when we get there, they're going to be expecting the people they made the deal with.
What's an elephant?
My apologies. What's the race of what's the elephant people called?
There are elephants. Elephants exist. Like,
Julian's
Julian
just a country
apparently
bumpkin.
has never seen them or heard of them.
Well, big animals, tusks, and long trunk. Sometimes walk around 2 feet.
That's racist.
So the lizard people are going to be expecting to talk to the people that made the deal with. Well,
Oh, I don't think they give a shit. Let's be completely honest here. They probably just want the damn weapons. I mean, they're dealing with a bunch of murderous cutthroat people. I don't think
that's fair.
any of them were probably their best friend or anything like that. They're probably just the most shady people that would give them the time of day. I mean, I don't know for sure. We can ask the lizard folk to find out, but I highly doubt any of those people we killed were honorary members of the tribe.
Ian, how long has it been since? Like, how many days has it been since we left?
Left where?
Like went to go to the boat.
The boat? It's been
Yeah.
less than 48 hours.
Oh,
Like, or
okay.
you mean like
So-
left to go stay at the house to look for the boat, or
Yeah.
since you boarded the boat? Since you boarded, it's been about 2 days exactly. Because
Okay.
y'all left, spent a day there, spent the rest of another day. So it's a little over 48 hours actually. Like, you're closing into the 3 days total since y'all have gone there. Also, you take a particularly big gulp, Jakob, of some ale, and like you feel like you get a mouthful of air and just goes straight through you and just
You spin a wheel.
Excuse
spin the wheel.
If the council was able to get a rushed job on the armor, it might be ready, so you might want to pick that up. But he did say about a week.
I will remind you, the captain did say that he felt like he could get it expedited a bit for you.
Oh,
Y'all have not checked back in since he told you that.
not to mention, I got a little bit of these lizard people's belongings, and I definitely don't want to just take it back to them.
All right. I mean,
So,
we can give them their stuff back. I mean, obviously we defeated them in battle. I mean, generally you don't just let people walk around after they tried to kill you. Seems pretty understandable, all things considered.
I do agree. I dislike keeping somebody else's stuff, but they do seem a little energetic to get at us. So they might use whatever they can to try to kill us.
I don't think they're going to try and kill us if we're giving them what they wanted to get out of the whole situation and more. I think it's in our best interest to make sure that these fellas are going to be our allies. And
That is true.
going to help us the whole way through. Because whatever those smugglers could offer them, I highly doubt it's equivalent to surface folk in general helping out in this war to come.
That is true.
So, where we want to be, we also got a whole bunch of shit to sell. So, we got to get that going as well.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I know I forget her name. The tiefling on the boat.
Yeah, one from the dock. Yeah.
She had said that there's a market around, so we might want to try to find that.
Yep.
Hannah, how late is the market stay? Kind of late for late ships, or no?
You're just calling out to her from where y'all are sat.
Yeah.
Hannah's all the way at the bar, and she looks up. Give me a second, and just collects coins from a few people at the bar and hands out a couple of drinks and heads on over. I'm sorry, what? What was that?
The market. How late is the market open?
Oh, the market? It depends. It's about kind of like as the door swings open, she kind of leans forward to get a glance out. I probably ends up closing up before too long, really. And around 6 is when the last of the shops at the market tend to start closing up for business.
Blue will slam back the rest of his fish soup in his water and be like, well,
Delicious.
you want to go ahead and get it done?
I will do the same with the ale and the fish stew.
Legendary. She just kind of looks at you like, oh, okay. Can I help you with anything else? No?
Julian's food is long since gone. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay.
Finish.
I'm happy to help, and makes her way back to the bar, kind of.
As she does, I'll kind of chase after her and stand up on one of the bar stools like, so someone else doesn't rent it out from under me. The bathtub for tonight. And I'll hand her over the fare for the bathtub.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So another 2 silver, 5 copper, about the same price as she's been charging for rooms. Okay. Yeah. People usually don't, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
Exactly.
It's yours for the night. I know we kind of made a bit of an exception today, but if you could make sure you're sleeping there during the night and then out before people need to start using it to bathe in the mornings, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, it's yours. Goes back to her business.
We'll hop down, grab a bag. All right, ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
What was that chieftain lady's name? I'm getting old.
Getting old. Blue thinks back. Captain Zindros.
All right.
Chosen.
All right. Well, let's go see about chatting up Captain Zindros.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I will head out towards the docks. I don't know if we want to role play or if we just want to see what we want to sell on this list. Up to y'all, really.
I kind of want to see if
about
I can pull a fast one on Captain Zindros. So
I will go ahead and say that I know on y'all's previous haul from the haunted house, I had marked several of your items. I think it was just the books that were more difficult items to find sellers for, that they wouldn't just be bought by random merchants or random shop owners here in Saltmarsh. I believe the only things that really fall into that same category from the boat itself would be the ingots.
Okay.
Everything else was a bit more of a common thing that people could make use of or melt down or repurpose.
What about the spell book?
Spell book, yeah. Books in general are
Spell books
going to be a bit more of a hard sell.
The spell book went in Julian's backpack when he was initially looting.
Mans can't even read it, and he's like, "Nah, it's mine." I don't know what this says, but I want it.
He's gonna have the greatest library in the world.
Interesting. Okay, well, you now have
Run
2
out of
spell
room there.
books under your, just in your bag. Okay.
Okay.
what time of day is it?
Mark's about to close.
It's a little after 5 now. Probably y'all sat down. Food got out pretty quick, but all in all, I'd say it's closer to about 5:30. And Hannah told y'all that the last of the shops really start kind of closing up business around 6.
Do we know if this is the best place to drink in town?
I wouldn't say you would know. You Gloob and Jakob are all kind of fresh here. You know that there are other taverns, but y'all kind of, this was one of the ones that was kind of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Recommended to you by
Right.
the guards as being a respectable establishment in which y'all would find pretty warm welcome.
Yeah, they
Alright.
told us the other place was for guards.
They did say, yeah, they did tell you that the ones that were closest to the gate was more of kind of a guards hangout.
All right. Well, so you said Julian's more familiar with the
Julian
place?
is more familiar. He knows he knows there's 3. Like if you ask, like y'all would know there's 3, but you don't really know anything about the third. Julian, you would know the third one's a bit more on the shady side. It's frequented by some more rougher members. Some of the crews that have more of a harsh reputation for the way they treat some people and like they're newbies and all that fun stuff. And
Hive of scum and villainy. Got it.
as close as you're gonna get in this small of a town, yeah. Like the people who aren't quite as well liked, they're more aggressive, kind of grumpy. That kind of those kind of people tend to be the purveyors of the last establishment, which actually you would know, Julian, is called. If this is the one to think it is. Not that one, I'm sorry. This is not easily listed, and I forgot it because y'all never went. Is the Empty Net. Is you would know is that last one.
Wow.
Roger.
Really upbeat names in this town.
The Empty Net, Snapping Line. Yeah, they've got it all. The Wicker Goat, I believe, is the name of the guards hangout, if I recall correctly. Yes,
Weird,
the Wicker
but okay.
Goat. They're chilling. Leave them alone.
The adjective noun.
The adjective noun, yes. It's a very simple naming convention.
So are you asking me anything about this?
No, I was just informing you. That's what you know, because
I was asking if Bart was asking me anything about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought, well, we have 15 ingots of nice electrum ore, which, as we know, this captain is selling interesting magical curios and might have connections for folks who make such things and might really want to get a hold. Oh my gosh, what happened to my face?
What happened to your camera?
Your
Yeah.
camera's struggling right now, dog.
Dude, not just
I mean,
that,
it's-
like in OBS, he is a strip. Just
Yeah,
straight
that-
down the middle.
It's
Oh, is
mimicked
that how he is in
Skype.
Skype as well?
Mhm.
Ooh, okay, I won't mess with it then. We'll see if it
Weird.
fixes itself.
Can
Oh
you
my
hear
goodness.
us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine.
Okay.
That's
a
weird.
pretty
I
face.
see myself in Skype. I don't know.
You're
what's
moving
going on.
normal now.
Yeah.
It didn't fix you in OBS. That's annoying. Continue. I will pay attention while I try to fix it.
And anyway, we got our hands on some nice material that can be used for enchanting fine goods, and we can wine her and dine her and make sure she gets a really, really good price for this high grade electrum. That seems to be the best deal that I can think of in this small town. I don't think we're going to get many more opportunities for people who are going to want to need anything for electrum bars unless we want to try and talk to some of that dwarf person from the council.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, neither would I, unless for some reason the blacksmith would want to melt them down. And
I mean, that's just from a strictly stereotype angle of dwarves and mining of metal and all that.
You do know they're here for mining business, so.
I mean,
Are there
we could-
any-
We,
are there-
we could try all of them. I was just saying we could try all of them. We can talk to Gendros. We could talk to people at the Empty Net if you would like to, and council person Monastrad Copperlocks.
Right.
Out of curiosity, are y'all walking and talking anywhere at this point in time?
I assumed we were.
I assume we were hauling ass to Zendros, the marketplace first, and then Zendros's boat to see if she's still at the marketplace.
Okay. So Julian, you would know where the market is. So you're kind of having to take the lead here, but y'all are able to get there, and let me double check where y'all were at. Somewhere in the ballpark of, yeah, if y'all are hustling, I'd say probably about 5 minutes, brisk pace across town. So y'all are getting there, and it's like an open air market, but with more permanent stalls in place. There's some more people that are pushing like carts, a couple of people that are pushing carts and stuff, but then you see several more permanent looking installations, but that just aren't quite buildings, but they're almost like small sheds. But you see a lot of people are kind of clearing out their goods for the evening.
All right.
I was gonna say, if y'all are trying to make your way straight to Zendros, go ahead and roll a quick someone roll a investigation check. Whoever you prefer.
Do we know if these bars are marked in any way?
They are unmarked.
Hey.
These were bars that were gotten from the Lizardmen, and from what y'all could see, they didn't see any markings. They weren't like crisp looking either. They weren't like complete straight lines. Like there were some like wavy edges and stuff to them. So but they are bars of Electrum.
I got a nat 20.
A natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Jakob, you're I'm pretty sure, unless Julian is a lot taller than I think he is, you're the tallest of the group. Y'all are walking in here, Julian, like, so yeah, this is the market. And you go around, and you're looking around, and you just see a bit of red that really catches your attention. Look over, and you can see Zendros, as well as, you know, some of her robed compatriots over at one of these shed stall thingamabobs, and just beeline for her. Y'all make your way, no difficulty. Like I said, it's not crowded. Everybody's starting to clear out, and you come up, and Zendros is kind of standing in the front, kind of leaning on their own bar kind of thing, talking to her employee, and y'all come walking up.
Yo, Captain Zendros, how you doing? You still got your shop open, or are you just closing up?
Oh, I mean, we were getting ready to close up, but if y'all are willing to do some business, then I imagine we can make that happen.
How much for one of these?
What are you holding up, Gloob?
I'm holding up an ingot of Electrum.
Oh boy. Looks at it and she says, let me holds out a hand. May I see it, please?
Insight check. Is she trying to steal it from me?
Roll an insight check for me.
1.
3.
3. God damn it. I mean, you're not sure, like,
she's a dirty demon.
She
greedy.
seemed to be pretty adamant about doing business earlier, but I don't know, Gloop. Right about now, like, something seems kind of shifty about her.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands.
She kind of looks at you like, I have to examine the quality of the product.
He's not trying to be rude. You see, his skin, if you touch it, you don't want to come into contact with his skin. He was saying that for your own protection there.
I understand. I have no intention of touching him. I just want to examine the metal.
I misread the situation and think Bart is trying to intimidate her, so I just give her some eyes really quickly. Some angry eyes.
She goes from she's looking at Bart while she addresses him, and then kind of glances over to you when she refers to the ingot, and just kind of, I just wish to examine the quality of product, if I may. Holds out her hand for the ingot again.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give it to her. It'll be all right, Gloob.
Okay. I'll put a hand on. I'll put the ingot in her hand and my hand on my rapier.
Well, there's no need for that, I assure you.
Perhaps while y'all do business, I can go see about the additional crew.
Sure.
I
Probably want to
am
talk
not
to
sure
the.
which crew you speak, but
He was
Very
addressing, turned to address
weird, like, okay.
Bart.
Do you
Right.
need anything,
Nope.
Julian, before you head off? Okay.
No, I'm good.
Are you good on arrows?
Oh yeah, he's super good on arrows.
Jocelyn,
Okay.
hand
You
me
got that full
glass.
quiver.
Gets like she has like a little handheld like glass, so she's kind of looking at it a few angles from. Does appear to be pretty genuine, if a little less perfect than some might like, but perfectly functional.
Now, you,
Yes.
I don't mean to undermine your supreme skills of being able to see a kind of metal whenever you first give it a little gander there. I know you're a fine merchant and you do a fantastic job of selling your wares all around the land, but this is not poorly refined electrum. This is ancient electrum. And it's only looking like that because it's aged up. It's a type of more densely enchanted kind of electrum from way ages back. This was actually found by some lizard folk. All right. Yeah, I'll roll
I
this.
was rolling deception check for me.
That is a 16.
She's looks at she very politely listens. She's just smiling the whole time, especially when you're very clearly trying to flatter her at the beginning. Just well, she's look. I will be sure to take that into account. Kind of smiles at you like, mm-hmm. Okay. Well. Well, you understand that there's nothing that I myself can do with just a bar of electrum, so I have to find someone to sell this back to in order to make myself a profit.
Absolutely.
So I would say I could probably give you about maybe 70 gold pieces for a bar of this quality.
I forgot what you said. How much those actually were worth the bar? Didn't you say they were 100 a bar?
Yes, but I don't think any of you guys would really necessarily be unless I had you guys make some rolls for it, which I mean we can do that now.
What
instead.
What is that roll?
Good gracious, it's a knowledge of some kind, but it's not really a knowledge history or nature. So I mean, if you want to roll just a straight intelligence check for me.
Is this something I could do if lizard men use it?
Yeah,
Is it
I'd say you know
potentially
a
the
general
Grung use it too?
value of metal, so you could as well. Like you're not nearly as familiar with trade among people outside of the marsh, but you got a general sense of like how valuable something is. So anybody who wants to roll it, who's there? Because Julian, you apparently just fucked off. Could roll just a straight intelligence check for me.
I got an 11.
11.
15.
Okay.
Julian said
12.
multitask.
12. Yakum and Gloob, you're not quite sure. You know it's worth money, but you couldn't quite say about how much it's worth. You know 70 gold pieces. That's a good chunk of change for one bar of metal. Bart, on the other hand, you do know like maybe you had some passers through who were trying to peddle something along these lines to your settlement or something, and you know it is worth about 100 gold pieces.
Gotcha. Well, I suppose that's a decent price if you're going to try and resell it. I mean, if I came up here with some raw electrum and handed it over to you, that's exactly what I would expect. But this is a little bit above and beyond. This isn't electrum made to be turned into coins or cufflinks or anything like that. This is strictly
at
to
that
be
she
used.
just starts looking down at it and is just like,
with
Continue.
electrum. electrum is a highly magically conductive material when it's of this age and make.
I assure you, I'm familiar with the metal and its uses, but I have to, I have to pay not only myself but my crew, feed them, clothe them while we are aboard our ship. So, while I applaud your efforts, I have to get a pretty good return on this.
I understand. Listen, how about this? We go 80. I give you all the bars we got for that price. And we go have a night.
How many more do you have?
A few. Let's just say maybe. Do her eyes actually perk up when I say a few like that?
She's just saying because she's doing math. Like you can kind of like it's not super hidden, but she's doing math in her head depending on how many you're getting ready to give her. She's like,
Right.
It's not like a ooh. It's more of a
Okay.
like a curious like, oh, there's more.
Right. Well, we got about 15 all in total. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. You're looking at what? 300 gold you can make off of us if you just turn us around a profit right now.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Wow, that's a keep rolling the same things. 15s and 16s. That's a 16 again.
16.
Yeah.
Close. She smiles. Well, how about this? We'll compromise.
And there's drinks and food in it for you to sweeten the deal.
Oh, I do love drinks and food. However,
Yeah, me too.
but I'll meet you in the middle. How about
All right.
75 for every one of the 50?
I mean, what do you fellas think?
I think that's fair deal.
It's worth 100.
It's worth 100. We'll get 75 for them, but ain't a lot of people going to buy bars and ingots.
No, they will not. I am one of the few, and anybody else who does probably won't be through for a while.
And I mean, they're worth 0 right now if we don't sell them.
How about
That's not true. That's not how value works.
That is definitely how it works.
we stick with the 80, but we split the difference in store credit, and we buy a few things from you right now.
Oh. Purchase. Well, that depends. How about we'll go ahead and put it on the counter, and we may subtract the cost of these fine things from whatever you might decide to purchase. So, very well. What might you boys be looking for?
You still got a lot of them healing potions?
I believe I unfortunately sold the rest that I brought. Several to the guard, as well as a mixture of the more wealthy boating captains and merchants. I do,
All right.
however, I have some other potions that you might be interested in. It depends.
All right, well, let's see them.
So she turns around and talks to her, her person who's in the back, and looking over at you guys, and looks back at us. So, what I have here, and she's kind of reaching over the counter for dramatic flair, and brings out one bottle that clear, pretty very nice glass that with a red liquid in it, kind of similar to a healing potion, but there seems to be kind of a glow within it, as well as some like floating flecks within it. She says, this, take a nice long drink, and for a little bit of time you'll be able to spew flames from your mouth.
Gloob's mouth drops.
Yes. It's very impressive, I assure you, and very modest price of standardly only about 125 gold pieces. So a couple of these ingots would cover it, and then some.
All right. What else you got?
So, well, those, I heard that you boys had some adventures out on the water, and may be interested in these and 3 potions that are in similar casing as to the potion of fire breathing, but instead are a shifting, murky blue and green color. It almost seems kind of like it's filled with seawater, but not quite. These, you take a nice. One of these will keep you, give you the capability of breathing underwater for a period of about an hour. These, of course, I would be willing to part with for only about 100 gold apiece.
I can already breathe underwater. Those are useless.
Oh,
Well,
you
or-
can't, but can your friends?
I do know how to swim, but
Oh, but
that would
how
be
are you
useful.
supposed to get to the treasures underneath the waves?
Oh, I'm a frog. For my frog friend here.
Get a frog.
Yes, you would send him down there alone. It's very dangerous.
Did you see the shark person? We also have a shark person.
Shark person, yes. It
Does
is an
she
offer, you
mostly-
don't have to.
Does she mostly have just potions?
No.
Okay.
But
Do you have
you asked
any-
about potions, so that's what she's bringing up
Yeah.
currently.
Do you have
Yeah,
any
dude.
rope? Oh, sorry.
Rope.
Go ahead.
I mostly peddle more fantastical goods, so
That's
I
fair.
don't believe I have any rope of that nature at this time.
Can you tell me what things are?
What do you mean?
Can you tell me what things are? If I show you something and you look at it, can you tell me what it is? Or
If
one
I
of your people?
know what it is, surely.
Okay.
I'm not 100. I mean, like what you wear at your waist is a rapier, and this gentleman has a great sword. But in what sense? I'm sure
More
that is not what
Fantastical things, and
Oh.
Glue will roll his eyes.
you mean. I
And-
see. You would like me for me to identify something you believe is magical. That, yes, I can do that for a paltry sum.
Jesus, lady, you charge for everything. How much?
Of course, I'm a businesswoman. I have to make my money. Oh, it's about, depending on the item and the size of it, between 25 and 50 gold.
Christ almighty.
She's just
Will?
smiling this whole time, like, yes.
What were you trying to get appraised or looked at?
Identified the spell scroll that I have and the stone that I got from the skeleton. Because I don't know what the
Gotcha.
spell scroll does, and I don't know what the stone is yet.
Did you read the label on the spell scroll?
Do what?
I just said, did you read the label on the spell scroll?
Did you read it out loud very clearly?
It said something in runes. I'm not sure what it said. I can't read that.
Oh.
Oh god, I didn't write down what that spell scroll was either. You said that was the one you got from the
That was
Ship,
on the
I think.
boat. Yeah, that was on the boat.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
right. That was on the boat.
That was on the boat in I believe, the mage's quarters,
Yeah,
if I'm not
that's where
mistaken.
that's where that would be. Yeah. So are you bringing these things out after she tells you kind of a general price range?
That's
Well,
cool. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not just me. It's our money.
Well, how much money do we have?
I mean, we could just trade a bar for it at the end of the day. One bar.
Sure.
You said you were going to pay us 75, 80 gold. One bar.
I said we
You
would-
identify
we-
both
we
of
would-
these things.
We could use the as many of them as you would like as 80 gold against store credit.
Okay, I'll summon them
Oh,
up from the bag and say, one bar. You identify both of these. Deal?
One bar? And she kind of looks at him. Absolutely.
Shit.
Yes. She holds out a hand.
Well, she could have identified both of those for 25 gold apiece, just so you know.
Right.
So she holds out a hand. You give me just a moment, and holds out. Which one would you like first?
Just plop over
Plop-
both of them.
Okay, because she's still standing just like out in front of their their place of business, but she
Right.
takes them and sets the stone on the counter, and then pulls out the scroll and concentrates for a second. You see some faint wisps of magical energy of a greenish hue kind of flow from her fingers and onto the scroll, weaving around it before coming back up. This is a scroll of Gust of Wind. Cast a Gust of Wind spell once using this scroll. Create a strong wind in a direction for about a minute. Enough to knock most men over, actually. And just holds it back out to you. Take it.
Take it.
Picks up the stone and kind of repeats the process. The energy coalesces around it, comes back up. None of you have used this stone, have you?
What do you
Nope.
mean by use? We
Use.
picked it up.
It has been in this bag the entire time. I ask because this is a cursed luck stone. And while it may seem to bring you luck in some endeavors, you would then find yourself struggling to complete others that you might not necessarily be aware of. Things might seem that usually seem pretty easy to yourself seem harder.
Oh.
Just hands you back the stone.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Fuck. 11.
It wasn't hard. She seems to be telling the perfect truth. She seems like asking after y'all's well-being. Like, I hope y'all weren't using this, because woo, buddy, that could be unfortunate. Yeah.
All right.
Old Gloob, you might want to put that one down.
Gloob's still holding it, kind of like this, thinking about all the times that he's recalled it into his hands over and over again in the bag of holding. Well, how much for this thing?
For
And I'll hold
what?
it back out to her for the cursed luck stone.
I'm not quite sure how much I could sell it back for, but I'm sure
I'm
I
pretty
could
sure
get
somebody out
to
there's
take
got
it.
somebody they don't like.
I could give you 50 gold pieces for it.
I mean, you paid 40 to get it deciphered. It's 10 more than you'll probably get out of it for use.
Okay.
Oh, very well. Puts it on the counter, like on the opposite side of where the gold pieces are. Like, there's a sell pile, and then this is a negotiation pile. And she has separated one out, kind of onto that side as payment for the identifying. So, I've shown you some of my potions. Are there any other items you might wish? I mean, you do look like a bunch. I have some things that you might be interested in.
I heard once one halfling story about a stone that you could use to know the language of other creatures. It was called like a Rosetta Stone or something like that. You got one of those?
Kind of thinks about it. I can't say that I do at this time, but if there's something you wish, you could put it in order, and I could keep an eye out for it, bring it back for you.
All right, fair enough.
Wonderful. Of course,
Um,
price to be negotiated upon return.
Oh, absolutely. I understand. You got anything that might be useful in combat or out in the forests or swamps or on the open oceans?
Some kind of adventuring. Well, let's see here. I do have. Let me see.
Just kind of like look down to. Everybody's got a few amount of scrapes and slashes and stuff in their
Yeah,
gear.
she kind of looks up. Well, I do believe. Let's see here, and she points over at Glib. Like, look, while a bit of the sneaky type. I'm not sure how this might work out for you, but it may be. And reaches kind of over her counter. Just here, thank you. Pulls out a pair of boots of like green, smooth, kind of leafy design. I says, well, these are they are magical, so I assure you, my fine friend, that even if you do not normally go with footwear, that they'll make themselves work for you. They allow you to pass unheard. Your footfalls silent. Completely forged, not necessarily, but crafted by elven craftsmen a ways over the ocean. Might be useful for you if you are having some trouble getting banged up, if you can avoid the confrontation entirely. These I would sell for about 400 gold pieces.
Jesus.
And sees your eyes, is like, yes. Sets them on the counter so you guys can consider. Says, let's see, useful in marshes.
I do have one question.
Yes.
Our friend Gloob here needs to stay hydrated. You got anything that can help with that?
Something to help with dehydrating. In what way? Do you just wish to have water at all times? Or?
That would be useful. I mean, something I can fill a bucket, perhaps.
Oh, is there a bucket? I think I may have just the thing. Pulls up a jug kind of shaped thing, but it's kind of more elegantly carved. I say carved, crafted. It seems to be out of metal with a kind of fluted top, with some symbols and other arcane things kind of carved into the sides, as well as some pictures depicting like flowing rivers and like waterfalls and stuff around it. This could produce quite a large amount of water, or smaller if you need it, and can do so more or less indefinitely. Just you have to start it back up every now and then, just urge it on. It is very valuable. You would be surprised. Many of wealthier captains or ship owners will buy them when they know they're going to be out at sea for long periods of time. I think I could part with it for 500 gold pieces.
Definitely have to think about that one.
Yes, very well. You are a fighting sort, very strong man. Kind of pats you on your chest. I think I may have something that you may be interested in. I see you don't have anything for dealing with foes that are a bit distant from you. And I have, and pulls over a very shiny, ornate javelin, with a like almost silvered head and just sleek design. It looks polished almost to perfection, with some arcane runes carved into near the very tip, and then several strings that are carved into the haft itself. This, while it can also be used for a regular javelin, you can stab somebody with it just fine and throw it just fine. However, about once a day or so, you will speak its command word and throw it with might as it turns into a bolt of lightning that will cut a clear path through your foes. I would be willing to part with this for, it's very, you understand, it's a very nice javelin, for a bit pricier side of 600 gold pieces.
All right.
Okay. Sound pretty. You got anything on the more defensive side of things?
Oh, let's see. I believe I have. It's just not terribly exciting, but I have this is Enchanted Shield. Brings up over the side. It doesn't do anything fancy, but seems to have a slight attraction to blades and other implements that might bring you harm. It's fairly simple, but it's nice and well polished with the metal banding around the side, kind of like a nicer version of the one you currently have, but there are runes carved in around the edge as well as a metal piece that's in the center that also seems to be inscribed.
You said it attracts weapons towards it?
That's what she said. It's a +1 shield.
Oh, okay.
It falls into a similar range as the spear, you understand, of about 600 gold pieces.
All right.
And in a similar vein to the potions of water breathing, I have a couple of rings here that will allow you to swim with some speed that you otherwise might not. So pair these together and you could do quite a bit underwater. These would be about 250 gold pieces each.
The frog without a swim speed is interested.
I figured you would be.
You said 250 gold piece?
Per ring of swimming, yes.
I have a request.
Yeah,
If you could
200.
find an item.
Oh, yeah.
You said the 250 gold pieces for a ring of swimming, which gives
Yep.
you a swim speed
Of 40 feet.
of 40 feet.
It's pretty fucking good.
Now, if you can't
Yeah.
swim and you wear one of those,
Yes, that's what
can you
I'm
swim?
saying.
Now, you normally swim with your normal swim speed is 15 feet. It's half your movement
Yeah,
speed.
So
This would give you a swim
this is
speed
more
of 40
rules
feet.
question.
Yeah.
Because Bart can't swim.
Yeah, that's why I want it. Because I can't swim.
But if he doesn't know
If
how
he
to
doesn't
swim,
know
and
how
then
to
wears
swim,
one of
that's a wonderful question.
those- yeah.
We're just gonna have to like
It's
toddler
magic,
him and throw
okay?
him into the pool and see what happens.
I mean, this is more of a
It's just-
you move more fluidly through water. So I
Does this
don't
mean,
know
like,
if it would
just,
help
like-
you not knowing how to swim.
You get the spirit of Michael Phelps on your side.
I'm just
okay.
imagining that I'm just like superheroing through the water, like Jean Grey floating pose, but through the water. Just
You're not sure what you're doing exactly, but you're able to move through the water pretty quickly. You're not swimming, but like you're just kind of flailing about, but you're still getting where you're trying to go. So, any of these items interest you aside from, selling, or if you are not purchasing against the store credit with these ingots, then we'll have to go back to the 75 a piece at which I will purchase them from you.
And I do have one question.
Yes.
If you have an item, or if you could find an item for me, might be a little hard to find, and it's a
Try.
specific question. A ring or something that allows somebody to touch a ghost.
I can't say that I've come across such a thing recently, or not that I can recall at all, but I can keep an eye out for it.
It'd be very much appreciated, ma'am.
Yes, and if, of course, by the time I get back with it, you can't afford the price I set, well, such a rare thing I'm sure would sell quickly to the right buyer.
Of course, ma'am.
So I can keep my eye, yes. So,
What would you say that may go for? Just an estimate.
oh, to touch a ghost. It's quite, as I haven't come across it in my travels. I would say, just off of a guesstimate, probably somewhere in the realm of at least 1,000 gold pieces. To
All right,
directly interact with a spirit, and that's at the very least. That's before I have found and examined it.
Of course. Well, thank you very much. If you could keep an eye out for
Of
that.
course, well, always happy to do business. So,
is that kind of the end of her stock?
for the moment, it seems like she's not pulling anything else. Though, I mean, I can't say exactly how much money you boys happen to have to spend, but if it's enough, I mean, I might have this for a while, so it might be back, might still have it when I come back. And he pulls out a red, just absolutely gorgeous cloak that has like gold trim around the sides. It's like black sable kind of on the bottom. So this, and you have this faint smell of I believe some kind of brimstony.
Oh shit.
It's like this. Well, it would give you the ability to teleport a distance once a day. Which is very it is lovely. Just as I see you boys understand the value of such an item. Now, if you could muster it, I could part with it for a measly 5,000 gold pieces.
That's a little bit too rich for us right at the moment, but we're up and coming.
Oh, of course. Like I said, it may still be maybe in my possession, but I tend to have come across a few things that are quite nice in my journey. So I guess we'll put it away for now and just hands it back to her aide across the counter.
All right, guys. OOC, what you got your eyes on?
Definitely want one of those rings of swimming.
I think the ring of swimming and the boots will be good for you.
OOC question,
Yeah.
Dungeon Master.
Hit me.
You said these boots are green and leafy.
They're boots of Elvenkind. So
Can I paint them
advantage
black?
on, huh?
Can I paint them black? I have an aesthetic that I'm going for, man.
I mean, if you really wanted to, sure.
Awesome. Okay.
They're magic. It's not gonna fuck with them.
Okay.
Okay, so the boots of Elvenkind were how expensive?
The boots of Elvenkind were 400. Rings of swimming 250 a piece. Javelin of lightning 600.
Do you want the Javelin of Lightning, Chris? I mean, I don't. I mean, it's cool, but I just don't think you'd be.
I got the hand axes if I want to throw something.
Also, it's just once per day, right? She said once a day.
It is once per day.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's like
I don't
a
think
100. I think it's like a 120-foot line. You can throw
Right.
a javelin
Obviously-
120 feet.
Obviously, Julian needs a ring of swimming.
Obviously, I know we've kind of backseated you, Cody. I figure yours might take a minute, so I was trying to get through their stuff.
Well, as it stands right now, if we get both the rings of swimming and the boots of Elvenkind, that leaves us, that's 900 off of the, and we've already spent 80. Already spent
So,
80. So
You have 14 times 80 worth of store credit left, and technically 50 gold that Gloob is getting for the rock.
right.
Luckstone. There we go.
Oh, 1170 is what we have total, not including any personal stores that we have. So that would leave us with 270 gold left over.
Right. Which, if we don't spend here, we get 5 gold less per ingot.
Correct.
So that would be.
How much gold do we have not in Electrum? If somebody wanted to get something else.
From the boat, we got 200 gold and 300 silver. So, I'm sorry, 315 silver. Plus any party funds that Julian might have on him.
And we got paid. Did we get paid by the council yet?
We have not gotten paid
Oh.
yet.
No, y'all got paid for your oh no, yeah, y'all haven't met with the council for your secondary payment, so yeah, y'all haven't gotten paid for that yet.
Well, we got the haunted house payment.
Yes, y'all got the haunted house payment, which I assume y'all have somewhere in your party funds.
Yeah, that's in the Google Doc.
Yeah.
I think it was only like 100 left after the armor.
I mean, what else are y'all interested in from here?
I said there was a potion of water breathing, three potions of water breathing, 1 potion of fire breathing, the 2 rings of swimming, javelin of lightning, boots of Elvenkind, and a cape of the mountebank.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I would be interested in is the +1 shield, and that's 600.
And the plus
gold.
plus one shield.
I'm not.
I mean, I'd
I'm not.
I'd be
I'm not
okay with it. Especially,
needing-
I'm getting 2 of these items.
You're right. I mean, I'm okay with just having the ring of swimming right now, but if we're not gonna getting some hardcore FOMO right now for the last few ingots to pinch pennies on what 20 gold, not losing 20 gold.
Well, 270 gold, and how much was the shield? 600.
600.
Yeah.
So
You were currently
270.
looking at if you're wanting both rings of swimming, 500. Boots of Unkind is another 400. You're currently at a total of 900 without purchasing anything else.
Right.
Right.
And then we'd have the 270, so it would be 600.
130 gold extra is 500. So if we could scrape up an extra 100 from the Google Doc, then you could get your shield. So it's up to you. That'll be all the gold from the boat, all of the Electrum, and 100 gold from the payment from the council.
No, we should just save it. I don't want to spend all of the party funds just getting magic items for 2 party members.
How much does the +1 shield give you for armor class?
It gives me an additional 1, so it bumped my AC from 18 to 19.
Okay.
But we'll probably, I mean, there's a chance that we might need some gold for getting extra things or whatever the case may be down the road. I think
Yeah, we still need to
Having the-
go.
having the gold at hand would probably be more useful in the long run than maybe taking a hit or 2.
Don't we owe some gold for the armor still as well?
No, we took that out of the payment for the.
Okay.
Well, y'all gave him at the time a mixture of gold and goods,
Okay.
including
So-
the promise of your chainmail upon the pickup of the plate.
Right.
Right.
So we have the 2 rings of swimming and the boots of Elvenkind, and then
We might want to pick up and keep a water breathing potion on Bart since we're going to be taking a boat trip.
how
Well, I
much
have
for
the
the
ring
water-
of swimming.
I was just asking how much were the water breathing potions again?
The water breathing potions were 100 gold pieces each.
I mean, if one of y'all can, me and Julian are good there.
I can swim. Living in Seedon, I feel
You
like
also wear heavy armor.
that is true.
I would keep that in mind.
Well, I
Also
also
about
wear
you
heavy
wearing-
armor.
Yeah, one of you is about to be wearing plate mail. So, just, you know how to swim, but
But
armor heavy.
that's fair.
One nat 1 on an athletics check, and you're going to be sinking, my boy.
Do have proficiency and +6.
Cody, she was asking for 5,000 gold for the cape.
Yeah.
It's
Little bit too much. I don't
little
think
out
we
of
can
y'all's
I want
price
the
range.
cape.
together.
You can want the
I
game
think-
all you want. You got the
I
money
think
for
I'm
it.
good to go after that.
Do we want to use 100 of the 270 gold to get a potion of water breathing?
I think I'm all right without it.
Y'all currently with just the rings and the boots, y'all haven't gone through all of the like store credit you guys would get from the.
Right.
It's true.
Were you wanting to have the ring of swimming, Jakob?
If it's really the stipulation of like, does it make you be able to swim? Because if it does, then I want you to have it.
There's 2.
If it
There are
well,
2.
one of them for Gloob because Frog needs to swim.
I swim on a frog. I feel pathetic.
The look on his face is like, I'm not a real amphibian.
I'm not a real frog. I feel so bad. I'm not a real frog.
What's
This
your
is
climb
why
speed? What's
This is
your
why I
swim
got
speed?
kicked out.
They're all like, "Oh, this idiot can't swim."
Oh gosh.
How long would it take you to get another one of them rings of swimming? Or swimming rings, or whatever they are called.
You're asking Syndros?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, those are they're terribly hard to come by. They're very popular, you understand, especially when I'm making my way here to the coastal regions. Time? Oh, I probably have some the next time I'm here. I'll be gone for probably about a few weeks, maybe. Depends on the tide and on the winds.
Would we be able to pay for one now with the store credit? And
Just gonna look at Jakob. No, we wouldn't be able to do that.
just as a possibility.
She's looking at Jakob and she goes, "Oh, for me to make sure that there's one left that you could pick up, absolutely."
All right, we might consider that.
Yeah. Very well. Would you like me to set aside the electrum bars for this, or would you like to consider with your companions? They're looking a bit nervous.
I'd like to consider with my friend.
Very well, very well. I won't set it aside quite yet. So, the boots and the rings, will that be all for you?
How much were the water breathing potions?
100 apiece. There are 3.
100 apiece, and there are 3.
Mhm.
And Julian, you can breathe underwater already, can't you?
Me and Julian. So those
Yeah.
would be for you guys.
I'm out of character. I'm pretty confident I could make an athletics check. I guess if I get a nat 1.
Well,
But I have
my
both.
assumption is in plate mail, you're going to have disadvantage on any sort of swim checks. Mechanically speaking, and Ian's shaking his head right now. So.
I mean, yes, but I have both proficiency
And
and
it
a
would
plus
be
6 bonus.
hard. This is plate mail, dude. It's
Yeah, you're
talking
not
about
easy to swim.
swimming in,
This-
what, 80 pounds plus?
We're
of ar-
talking disadvantage, and it's going to be a pretty difficult DC, assuming it's like calm waters.
Okay.
Just, you've lived near the sea your whole life. It's pretty easy for you to think about that would not be a great situation.
Question, is the Ring of Swimming attunement? Does it require a
ring I'm sorry, let me double check. I should have marked that down next to them, but I forgot. So give me one moment.
No worries. I just want to make sure of
Yeah,
something.
absolutely.
It does not say it is.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, Ring of Swimming is not. I was pretty sure I hadn't really put anything on here that was attunement based aside from the cape.
And the boots aren't either?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
The boots are not. That is
Crazy.
That is one of the bonuses. The only issue
I'll
is
put them on.
you only get advantage when it comes to sneaking in regards to hearing. You're not
Right.
harder to see.
Right.
Well,
I think we're good to go.
Do y'all not want the water breathing potions?
if we get 2 water breathing potions, then technically we'll be able to still get the rest of that gold back from the transaction and still technically having it be right over the edge of 80 gold. So we'll get all the profit possible and still get some gold back.
You guys get the feeling that if the doesn't cover like the whole 80, she's gonna ask for gold instead.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, we have 270 left, right? And then how much we have left?
If
in
y'all,
credit?
if y'all,
Credit.
yeah, if you,
Right.
you guys had
So
1120. If you're
Right, so if there's 70 left, that would be over 80
Well-
left for the last
well,
ingot,
900
right?
plus 200 gold pieces puts you at 1100. You have 20 gold left.
Well, I
So-
was considering the 50 that she gave me back.
so
for the
yeah, let's just going off of that. So y'all would have it'd be 1 bar off. So
It'd be less
10
than 8 bar off.
1060 would be covered by the bars. You'd have 1 bar left, and then you'd need to cover that last 40 with.
Okay.
So
Sure.
you'd get 10 gold back, and then you'd have a bar that she would give you 75 gold for. Is how that
Okay.
that would end up.
And that's with with the potions of water breathing.
Correct. Because with the potions of water breathing brings you up to a total of 1,100 gold.
Okay. Is that all 3 or just 2?
Just 2.
That's for 2, yeah. Because 100 gold
Okay.
apiece, there's 1 that you guys would be leaving.
And y'all are good with that?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good with that for sure.
All right. Y'all want to put 1 water breathing potion each in your inventories?
Okay. So that's what
Yeah.
y'all are purchasing?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So she
But-
moves 13 more of the bars over to her side. And says, so, are you looking, would you still like to sell this last bar to me, or would you like to keep it?
I would assume so, unless y'all got something to say.
No, we'll gotta give it to her.
So she plops that last one on the side and has a box set up on the counter, and she starts counting 85 gold pieces out of it. And it's like, well, here you are. Your profit total, and also in that same kind of pile puts boots of elvenkind, your 2 potions of water breathing, and your 2 rings of swimming. I do hope that you will all be very satisfied with your purchase. And of course, you shop with me again. Who knows what fun stuff I will turn up before I'm next in port.
Oh my god, girl, you remind me of Ned.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure I have
Bruh.
had the pleasure.
I like her a lot better than Ned.
That's
Oof.
fucked up.
And that's rough. All right.
Yeah, the Audox. She's sitting there like she's picking them up in like 5s and 10s. She's fishing. She knows what she's about. I think so.
Okay.
Well, if y'all will not be interested in any of the rest of these, she pulls the rest of her goods off and has one of her employees start grabbing all the other ingots and everything off the counter. So now, if you don't mind it, we negotiated for quite a while, and I would like to go get myself some supper and relax.
That sounds pretty good. Hope you have a good one.
You excuse
Cool.
me. You as well. She starts wandering off at assisting the last little bit of closing up shop, getting whatever goods that she still has kind of out.
All right.
So, and Julian, believe that you were wanting to go off and start looking for a crew of some kind.
He was going to head to see if anyone from the council was available to approve the hiring of a crew.
Okay. So you'd been told that if they weren't in session, you could generally find them in a lot of the places that they did their business. You're not 100% on where that would put Manistrad Copperlocks, because the dwarves hadn't really been around last time you were here. You can figure, having talked to Eleander, that captain of the guard, you've seen that he has a he has an office within the town hall, and you can figure maybe somewhere around the jail, or if you could find the barracks of the town guard. A couple are merchants, both. Oh, good gravy. Where is their names? Because I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Ida, of course, she has their own kind of estate-shaped area where that she usually resides within the town of Saltmarsh itself.
Was she the one that, when they were talking about the distribution of funds, was she the one who was like, "No, this is for the greater good. It's worth spending the money"?
Correct.
That's who I'm going to.
You know that she owns the largest and oldest fishing. She's like the head of the largest and oldest fishing family there in Saltmarsh. They are
That's who I'm going to,
very
then.
prolific, and she has a reputation for doing good by the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm heading to.
So you're trying to make your way over to kind of her estate. Okay. It doesn't take too long. It's one of the nicest buildings there, or one of the nicer buildings there in Saltmarsh. You come up, and it's not like I say estate. It's more of like a manse. It's kind of a sprawling building, and it looks like, as you're kind of walking up towards the front gate area, looks like some construction's going on, as they appear to be adding on like an extra wing to the building itself. And you come up and there are a couple gentlemen in some plain but well-maintained leathers. They don't appear to be town guardsmen, probably privately hired by the family itself. They're standing on either side, like, seem a good bit more disciplined than the guardsmen, for the most part, standing pretty rigidly at attention. You can spot what appears to be, short swords at their belts, as well as they have spears and shields that they are standing at attention at the guard. You get closer.
What was her name again?
Ida Owland. That's Eda. Last name Owland. Owland. Land. I'm sorry. Owland.
All right. So you said these gentlemen are like at attention outside of the entrance to the manse.
Yep. And you're looking. You see there the gates themselves are closed and they appear to be barred. So I didn't forget, though. I'm sorry, the Audox, if that's not what you wanted, man. I wasn't super sure on the phrasing of that purchase. But yeah. I had to scroll back up a little bit ago. But yeah, barred gates. And you see 2 men at attention as you kind of close within, clearly coming and tending to approach the entrance itself. One of the older ones kind of I say the older ones. One of them, on your right, holds up a hand.
Yep. I'll hail him and stop where I was at.
What business might you have here on the Owland estate?
Gentlemen, I need to speak to Ida pursuant to council business.
I see. Kind of looking you up and down. You understand that we can't just take you at your word. So
Obviously.
he looks over at his friend and just kind of jerks his head over there. Yeah, I'll go check. Opens up the gates, back in, closed, and see him making a very rigid way across. Other guy just stands there and just kind of watches you.
Julian is under no mistake that he doesn't look like an absolute fucking vagrant.
Yeah. Dude, but these guys didn't immediately kick you away. They seem to be serious about their jobs. I'd say probably about, if you're just standing there at the top, probably about 15 minutes later or so, you see a familiar, I say familiar, you see that same gentleman escorting a more familiar figure, especially as it gets closer of Ida herself, who is walking along dressed pretty similarly as you saw her when she was at the council chambers, even maybe a little more rough and tumble. It looks like the clothes she's wearing have seen better days, but still well maintained, well patched, and all that fun stuff. Very clean. Comes walking up to you, hair pulled back in that same tight bun.
As she approaches, he'll give her kind of a respectful inclination of the upper half of his body. And
Miss Ida.
I assure you, Ida is fine.
We are making a plan to complete the goal of establishing safety insofar as the lizard folk situation is concerned.
He is clearly kind of uncomfortable talking in a more formal matter, kind of hesitating a lot.
Eleander has informed us of your group's discoveries. Yes.
Right.
Kind of gives another little half bow.
So you just kind of, as you keep bowing, you just kind of, her eyebrows kind of twitch down a little bit, but
we find ourselves in need of a ship's crew, but not necessarily able to pay them we were wanting to know if the council would authorize a crew for the ship.
Having gold to pay shipmen is an important part of running your ship.
We wouldn't need many. 8, maybe 10 sailors.
8 to 10 sailors. Well, if you were taking up this matter on the council's behalf, I'm pretty sure an argument could be made. However, I can't make this decision on my own. You understand?
I know.
Be
But
strongly
historically
argued.
speaking, you care about the town itself. I figured bringing it up to someone whose motivation wasn't greed might assist.
That's correct.
Miss Ida.
Just once more, kind of eyebrows dip down a bit. Ida is fine.
He's feeling super self-conscious about his glorified rags right about now.
Ona crosses her arms. How about this? We will bring it before the council when they convene to, and you bring you and your friend's decision on whether you will do the job. It'll be brought before them, and as long as they will authorize it, we will pick sailors. If they say no, I will see what I can do in my stead.
Very well.
Acceptable? Wonderful. So,
What else would you need from me? Or us, I guess.
well, not much that I can think of at the moment. The threat of warring lizardmen is quite pressing. So, you and your friends deal with that? Well, then, maybe we can talk on less issues that are less applicable to the town as a whole. I may be able to find something for you to do.
Of course.
So, I imagine I will see you in the next couple of days when the council convenes to discuss the matter.
We are
assume
finalizing our plans.
You will be present. Wonderful. So, good day to you.
Yes.
Kind of like sideways.
I know, I
glance
keep smiling. Her face doesn't change. It's
Yeah.
my reflex.
down. Oh yeah, Julian certainly isn't smiling. He's probably sweating.
Nothing. Turns around and starts walking back up. Guard who was with her, who went and got her, makes his way back out to the outside of the gate. Are you needing anything else?
No. Good day.
Kind of like shuffles back and then turns around to head back.
They just resume their posts and you make your way off.
Very abrupt and unproductive. Good to hear.
Seemed plenty productive. She offered to provide them even if the council wouldn't, so.
Cool.
And we might get future jobs.
So he,
You might get future
I
jobs.
guess we'll head back towards where he saw his friends last.
I'd say all told, between making your way there, waiting, and then the conversation and getting your way back, probably spending a grand total of closing on 40 minutes doing this. Y'all have definitely wrapped up y'all's stuff by this time. Were y'all going back to look for Julian or what?
Gonna go look for Julian? I'm assuming
You guys wrapped up a good bit before he returned to himself.
it's not a metropolis. It's not
Yeah.
a metropolis. We'll find
Yeah,
him.
it's not giant, but he had to get all the way there because she lived in a more separated area.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we'll probably just meet back up at the snapping line, right? So,
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
hey, Jakob, do you want to go check on your armor? We got a tiny bit of daylight left. He might be open.
It is definitely after 6.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
No.
To be fair, that timing was given to you based on the market, but
Yeah. Oh.
The guy lives in
Okay.
this blacksmith, probably, right?
Yeah.
Probably. It looked like it. Looked like it was kind of combo.
Let's
Oh,
go
sure.
bang on his door.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I mean, we're town heroes after all, right? It's not a big deal.
And if we're on council business, then I mean,
You make it sound
Council's
so
pretty-
formal when you say it like that. I mean, he's a neighbor. He'll be fine.
DM, while they're having this conversation,
Yeah.
Blue is going to take a quick look around the market of people that are left here. Anybody
There's
selling
not
hats?
much.
Anybody
they-
selling hats of any kind?
At this point, everybody's
30
kind of
people.
walking away. Roll just a perception check for me.
Super good. Super awesome.
4.
Well,
12? It looks like the last of these people that are clearing out are perhaps some of the people with heavier goods. Maybe like some metals, like people that sell cookware and some just heavier things in general. They try to wait as long as they can. You don't see anybody selling hats.
that's fair.
So,
All right. Let's go look for your armor.
okay.
See if we can
all
get it.
right.
All right.
Do we remember what the blacksmith name was? I tell you, I'm getting so bad with names these days.
You know
I
what?
don't even think I asked him for it, to be honest with
I
you.
didn't ask him.
Y'all were told his name. I don't know if any of y'all wrote it down.
What is it, like Blockhead or something like that? Oh, that sounds so mean. Why does somebody call him Blockhead, though?
That's what I call Ned. That's why that sounds familiar.
I don't know why I want to call him Blockhead.
We'll have to ask him when we get there.
Oh, yeah. Bachhead. Bachhead Rook.
That's it. Okay.
Poor guy. Okay, so yeah, y'all are mean to these fucking NPCs.
No,
I just couldn't
Ned.
remember his name. That's all.
So y'all make your way over. Hold on, I actually almost forgot to make a note.
Bachhead? Bachhead?
Buckhead. That's
Buckhead.
what y'all were told. So y'all
Bachhead Rook. That's what I got written down.
y'all Buckhead Rook.
Okay.
Like Rook. But y'all make your way over. Now it doesn't take too long. Like you said, this place isn't giant. Probably, depending on pace, another 5 to 10 minutes from where you are in the market to kind of weave through the other shops and stuff to get to his place. And yeah, as y'all approach, distinct lack of smithing sounds as you kind of get into earshot. And you get in there, and it looks like maybe there's still some coals going, but he is not actively in his shop. But you do, like I said, there does appear to be a house attached. There's front door, nice, solid, nothing fancy, but sturdy door with a handle and lock. See, you can see some like light coming from the inside, and like there's a window, so like a faint glow. You'll just walk up and knock.
Yeah.
Never a bad strategy.
Wow. Like you knock, you just kind of dum dum dum. Not even a minute. Like about 15 seconds later, you hear like some chairs briefly like scrape back, and the sound of some conversation stop, and you hear some creaking as some footsteps come across floorboards. Door opens up, and there you see Buckhead himself, not without his like apron and not covered in soot, and some plain shirt and pants. Looks around. Understand that I'm closed. Yeah.
We apologize for coming at such a late time. Kind of a little bit of a hurry, and thought that you might not have gone to bed yet. Just wanted to pick up that armor, see if you'd finished with it.
Bit early for bed, but armor. The captain came by a few days ago and requested that I put it near the front of my queue, so I went ahead and started working on it. Just finished it earlier this afternoon, actually.
Well, that sounds great.
Indeed. Well, you're here, so.
I didn't think it through. Jakob's got to strip down in the street. I didn't think it through.
He just looks over at Jakob and is like,
I mean, there's
Is it against the law?
Wait. I mean, it's not completely naked. I mean, armor generally
you
don't...
wear clothes under your
Right.
armor, like especially
It's only in-
chainmail. It would
Yeah, it's only
hurt.
like in yeah, it's only in video games you see things
Get
like
you-
chainmail bikinis where people
Get
just
you-
have chain on skin.
Get your pee pinched by the chainmail.
Oh my god!
He's still stripping down to some close to the middle of the
he's looking at your gear because like which I mean you'll be taking off like your shoes because like you've like there's it's a full suit, like there's chain integrated into the boots you're wearing and everything, whereas there's also boots attached to some of the plate. He just kind of looks over at Jakob and
I'll take
that
it off.
armor
Don't worry.
is part of the payment.
Of course.
Bro, gonna be out here in his quilted long johns in the street.
He's just looking. He's
I'm
just looking
getting
at
my
you and
plate,
is like,
so I'll put it on.
just puts him in. Wait a moment.
Oh, what are you waiting on, Jakob?
Closes the door and seems to
down,
go
give it
back
to him.
inside.
My Gambison brings all the girls to the yard.
So it take you like a couple minutes later, you're starting to strip down out of your stuff. Getting out of heavy armor takes a little bit, so you're still getting all your stuff unhooked and like untied and pulled off when he comes back out of the door and holding the key in his hand, looks over at Jakob, but like as he's coming out of the door, just pauses, just finishes shutting the door behind him and walks around. He was like, bring it on back this way to the forge. And
All
steps
right.
kind of opens his gate that's in there and walks in and hear the jangling of some keys and some locks. You hear him grumble a little bit about oil when a door pretty loudly creaks. Start clang, clang. It starts laying out, and you guys get around the corner. You see he's laying out the pieces of the armor onto a workbench that is currently pretty devoid of much of anything. Looks over and says, "Come on now, hurry up.
Here you go.
Interrupted me in the middle of dinner." And it takes you a few more minutes to finish stripping down to like pants and a shirt, and you're like socks. you're just kind of standing there, like you're not naked, but it does look kind of awkward. Like there's clearly supposed to be more going on here. Gestures at the plate, hands out his kind of a hand for the armor that promised him, and takes it, puts it in a cabinet that he had been pulling the pieces of plate out of. Just well,
Oh,
point a hand at the plate that's just sitting on the bench. Take it.
pick it up and
Start holding it like in
so-
your arms.
Here you go, Jakob. So I assume you're not putting on the I'll dig deep down into the bag and pull out the dark blue cloak for Jakob to just sort of cover up with.
He's not like indecent. Like
thanks.
it is
That'll
like
help
light. It
keep
is like light wool though that his like shirt and pants are made out of, so he doesn't like sweat to death under all the like leather and metal that goes to it. But he is standing there more or less barefoot. So.
Oh, I got reach down into the bag again and pull out the polished black boots and put them on the ground for him. I want those back though.
All right. I'll unless we got other plans, we could head back to the snapping line, get dinner, and I'll put my plate on there.
Oh, I don't think we can go anywhere else with you looking like that. Yeah, let's go.
Jakob leaving.
To be fair, Gloob's only ever seen me in the chainmail, so
He
it'd
has.
be like,
You're questionably leaving with your dignity, maybe. Like, it might be there. It
At
might
least
not.
in Gloop's eyes.
You're just
yeah.
kind of like, you've got the blue cloak, like, draped over your shoulders. It really doesn't match your
He's helping.
undergarment kind of stuff. Like, and then you have these nice, shiny black boots that also kind of contrast with your pants and a shirt, but it's better than walking around barefoot. And your arm full of plate.
Bart's just amused by the whole thing. The fact that the guy who's naked most of the time is giving this dude shit about only having normal clothes on.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to look like this. It's like he's not wearing his skin for me.
That's weird to think about, but okay. Yeah, after y'all, Bucket kind of shoos you out of his smithy and, like, locks up his cabinet and everything, and goes back out, closes his little fence.
What time do you open tomorrow?
I'm usually all the way up and moving around. 7 o'clock.
All right. We may stop by tomorrow then.
You do that. As walking, like, plundering kind of onto his, which further, this dude is massive, like, not super duper tall, he is wide, and just makes
He's
his
thick.
Yeah, he's thick. He opens his
daddy.
door back up and goes back in, and hear like some couple like high pitched children's voice, like, "Who is that, Daddy?" And like, "Was that business, dear?" And some like, "Oh yes, slams, like, kind of shuts with a little bit of force.
Make our way back to the snapping line.
After hearing that, I'm gonna be a little bit sad. A little sad.
Blacksmith's having family and shit.
That reminds me of my family.
So yeah, y'all, I'll say by the time like y'all make your way all the way over there and you know, make your way back to the snapping line, Julian wrapped up his, you know, his business, and you kind of, I assume you make your way back similarly, unless there was somewhere else you wanted to go. Julian? Nope.
Nope.
Y'all kind of convene roughly at the same time, coming on back into the snapping line. It's closing in like just probably right about at 7 by the time you all make it back. It has really filled up now. It's the evening crowd from the fishing boats have all finished making their way in from hauling their catch off, and smells fishy in here, more so than usual. Very strong scent. As you get in there, business appears to be booming. All of Hannah's helpers are out serving tables. Familiar sights of the two biggest guys that seem to work for her standing at different spots of the bar, one near the door, one kind of off in the back corner near the fire. Y'all, you do spot, you just hear drifting through the air, "No, we do not spend all of our time completely dry, okay? Like, we do get wet, and you guys, but like, it's so how do you not dry up?" And see, Ned and Oceanus sat at a table off kind of by themselves, and Ned just kind of holding his head in one hand, and Oceanus just leaned across like on his elbows, obviously from having sat there and asking questions for quite a long time. And right around there, as y'all enter the snapping line from your exciting shopping and negotiating of sailors, is I believe where we will take our break for the evening.
Oh no.
Save it. Save what you gotta say.
Did we hear the comment about we do get wet, we don't stay dry all the time?
Yeah, like, that's how y'all spotted them. Like, you just heard an exasperated Ned. Clearly, it seems like he's probably repeated himself a few times.
Lean down next to Oceanus and be like,
It's a special fruit we have to eat to stay moisturized.
He just looks at, roll a deception check, just real fast.
Nat 20.
Dude, he hook, line, and sinker. He just looks at you and just, just snaps it. This is true? Just at Ned, like, what is this fruit? And like it's just like Ned's just looking at you like he's just staring at you with murder in his heart.
Clap Oceanus on the shoulder a couple times and head over to the bar. All right,
And
I'm done.
that is where we will take our break. Julian joining in on antagonizing poor Ned. Yeah, so we'll be right back. Gonna take a quick 15-20 maybe as we run to the bathroom and get some drinks. I recommend that you all do the same. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We got some more exciting things, perchance, to go on in our second half of this year campaign. But yeah, we'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Take it easy.
Bye. And welcome back. We
Hello.
return again.
Hello.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I hope everybody. I know that was a little long. We had to solve some. God damn it, Kent! Your goddamn camera here is fucked up now too. You piece of shit.
I didn't do anything.
The
Anywho,
black bars are gone.
hi, we are back as Hard Knock Dice, as the logo below me would indicate. And we're here to continue playing some D&D. Before our break, we had just wrapped up our heroes. I guess we're doing some preparation to take on a job from the council, a little more dangerous than some of the others. It involves going directly into the heart of some Lizardman territory, which might be dangerous, it would seem. And so they were doing a little shopping, found some magic goods. They didn't buy all of them, but they bought some of them. Julian has more or less guaranteed some sailor support for the vessel that they recently conquered. And Jakob finally got his plate armor, so he's fucking big ballin', even if he might have pissed in the blacksmith's cornflakes a little bit, interrupting his dinner. But we left off with our heroes making their way back into the snapping line, and they saw a poor, exasperated Ned answering the questions of Oceanus before Julian made it much, much worse. So, you've just really just completely perplexed. Just Oceanus just staring like, where are these fruits? I must see them. Just looking at Ned, and Ned's head full on in both of his hands, and they don't exist. He made it up. He would not lie. Truthful.
I've already moved on.
You can just hear it as you're walking away. Like, Oceanus, impossible. Very trustworthy face. Couldn't be.
It's the shark teeth that makes him trust me.
Dude, this man rolled a nat 20 on his persuasion check. Like, this dude is convinced. But yeah, so
I'm gonna go get a meal.
You're gonna go get another meal?
It's been like 5 hours.
No, it is not. Been more
okay,
like
never mind.
2.
Then I'm getting 3 more beers.
So like 2.5 hours. So yeah, you go up there. Hands like, oh, you guys are back already. I guess I hope you got there before they closed. The three ales. Yeah, sure. Well, 3 silver. Standard rate.
Hand that to her.
And she's sitting right there, and she just shh, slings you 3 mugs.
I will take all 3 and go back to the
bet
table and
you
begin
will,
putting it
you
on my
fucking
plate.
Alcoholic. You're putting on your plate just in the middle of this. In the middle of the bar.
Why not? Be able to drink while I'm putting on my clothes.
You fucking weirdo. Anywho, so that's what Jakob's doing. He's sipping ale while clothing himself in his shiny new plate. What are the rest of y'all doing? There we go. You're fixed, Bart.
I should probably let the group know about my conversation with the Lady Owland.
I'd imagine so. I do hate to break it to you guys. Basically, the only table with empty chairs, Ned and Oceanus.
I have no problem with
I know
this.
y'all love them both dearly.
I like Oceanus.
feel like there's just
I
some
like-
false prejudice against Ned going on here.
I
I
like
have
that
no
just
issue with
fine.
that.
I just like keeping the jokes going.
Y'all are fucked up. But yeah,
There's one individual here who dislikes Ned.
No, I don't like Ned.
y'all are fucking mean. This poor guy. But yeah. So if y'all are sitting down, Jakob's putting away some booze and attaching his armor at 7 o'clock at night. And
Who
Julian
knows?
Brinkley's-
There might be a bar fight.
Jesus Christ. So, the floor is yours, gentlemen.
I'll gather a light meal and a drink and head back to the table to sit down.
You got what?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
A light meal and a drink.
A light meal.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
what to
just-
drink? Just like
Some like bread and oil or something
Right.
light.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
going-
You just want like some bread and oil. Yeah, yeah. Just about 7 copper for just some bread. That's fine.
And then
And oil, fresh bread out the oven. It should be out in just a minute. Yeah.
He's
Take some money from you.
he's freeloading off the restaurant's complimentary bread and/or nachos, or like tortilla chips.
Yeah, they don't have complimentary shit here in Saltmarsh. Absolutely not. But if you just get like if you're getting just like any kind of like alcoholic beverage, unless it's like really nice, it's gonna be about a silver. So he just chucks it in her little money box and serves you up some booze and says somebody will be out in just a second with the bread.
Sounds good.
Just
All right.
Am I-
Alright. So Julian, you said they're gonna talk about it, and we'll get back to them sometime tomorrow.
Yes, she did clarify if the council doesn't approve, she'll bankroll it herself. So we can almost guarantee having the crew.
Well, that's wonderful. So, are you putting the crew together, or is she doing it?
I'll have to wait and see what they want to do. Council may
Alright.
want to, but if not, we'll have the freedom to do so.
Do you know a lot about this council? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something, Glue?
Well, I was just gonna say, real quickly, I'm pretty good with names and I can remember them. But as far as your times go, I'm not sure. When were we meeting the council again? Did we miss it? Did we oversleep? Uh-oh.
Y'all recall you told Eleander that you would need some time to think about it, and he said that there was no rush, just within the next few days.
Yeah. That's what I thought as well.
A meeting would need to be had.
Realistically, we could talk to Eleander tomorrow and see if they can set up a council meeting either tomorrow or the day after if they need time to get everything together.
Don't they just meet every time the bells ring?
I think that's the bells ring when they meet.
Well, it denotates time throughout the day, so when the bell rings, that means it's getting 1 hour later in the day. So they meet at a certain time.
Okay. I don't know why you didn't say that to begin with.
I will be right back. I need to ensure that my horse is paid for in the stable. And we should
Oh,
probably
hey, will
pay
you-
for some rooms.
You make sure Dave is paid for too. I'll give you. It's
Of course.
how much was it a day? 5 copper. You said it was?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it wasn't a ton. You
Okay,
ain't-
I'll give you 5
We'll,
copper.
we'll go with 5 copper. And
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and like nickel and dime you guys too hard. That's fine.
How much is a room? And
There's two silver, 5 copper for a room.
okay, so I'll pay for both. Walk away, and then if they want to talk, well,
Yeah. You go off. You just kind of go up to Hannah and tell her what you're doing. She'll take all the entire payment and just have one of her guys like, yeah, just go tell Boris that their horses are good.
Okay.
Feed them and water them. And dude sticks his head out and yell at Boris.
thank you, man.
Of course.
Back to the table.
So yeah, Ned, are you coming on a journey with us? You sailing across the ocean?
What?
Are you going? We're gonna take a boat to a lizard man tribe, I reckon, and talk to them. See if they're gonna be throwing their hand in, finding out what's what.
Uh-huh. You're going to their home, where
That's
there'll be
right.
a lot of them.
You're more than welcome to stay here if you don't want to come, but that's where we're heading.
All things are negotiable. What? How much would this be paying?
And we haven't ironed out the details yet.
Okay.
Be this.
Potentially.
Probably
I
around
mean,
the same price as the last
is the
one.
goal to kill them?
Every single one of them. No, I'm kidding.
His eyes just got really big, like.
No, we're gonna be going there to make peace. They're gonna be our own new allies.
Okay. Just kind of looks around at you guys like. Now, I don't mean any offense, but y'all have mostly just killed everybody.
Right. So we gave them a chance, which is a lot more, I feel like, than most people get.
Have you seen the silver tongue double down here? And I'll kind of like put my arm around Bart's shoulders. This man can talk us out of any situation.
As long as everybody still has the same body parts that they started the conversation with. Pretty much after that ends, silver tongue don't mean much.
Okay.
I will ensure to keep my sword in the scabbard until needed.
Well, I will assure you that I am interested. I still am waiting on my 100 gold for the last job, but
yeah, we haven't meeted with the council yet. We're not stiffing you or anything. Don't worry.
I would hope not. That would be kind of a dick move. But yeah, if depending on the pay,
if you don't see us tomorrow, you'll never see us again.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, but if it pays good enough and the goal isn't to try to fight an entire tribe of lizardmen, then I'm happy to help provide maybe a little bit more safety in numbers. Sure.
Yeah, we're not gonna be going there to fight, and if
I would hope not.
If they cause a whole big stink, I mean, we got a boat. We'll just leave. Wait, lizard folk, they live in swamps. They don't got boats, right? They don't got a lizard man navy or nothing, right?
Might have rafts.
I mean, I highly doubt they have anything that could be called a navy, but it depends on where you find them. They'll have smaller boats for navigating smaller rivers and raiding smaller boats that come too close into shore.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
So,
what about you?
All right.
What about you, Oceanus?
Oceanus has been like looking at you guys like, you're going to their tribe to talk.
That's right. We're gonna go make peace with them. They're allying.
Lizard men.
Yeah, lizard men are gonna be allying against the Swahgan.
Huh.
Right.
I
mean, you love the Swahgan a super light, right? Seems like a pretty good idea to ally against them, right?
I do not love Swahgan.
Yeah, that was sarcasm. I was saying this is a good idea.
Okay. Well. I do not think peace with lizard men likely. However, I am free, thanks to all of you. So.
Well, I'm not saying you got to come with us. I mean, that's a horrible thing to do to somebody.
He just started shaking his head like. The right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna.
And you see him kind of pull. He is in his armor that y'all retrieved from at this point. He just kind of pulls out from under the table the head of his spear and kind of clanks it down. And is like, my poor spear.
We can probably get that repaired for you, I reckon.
Can you use this? I'll reach into the bag and pull out a Morning Star from the listening.
He just looks at it and goes,
No. Okay.
Were there any?
It's surprisingly just holds up the head. Still useful. Just sad. Puts it back under the table.
Did I not find another piece of that spear anywhere?
No.
Just
It
that
had
one
been
piece?
like snapped off.
Okay.
And it did look like it wasn't freshly snapped. It looks like they had kind of like the I believe that was the hook-handed ladies.
Oh
rib.
shit. Fuck. I'm gonna go to Hannah really quickly. I'm gonna leave the table. I'm gonna run away
Okay.
from the table. I'm gonna hop up on
Everybody's
the
kinda
bar
like,
and
whatever.
I'm gonna wave down Hannah really quickly and be like,
What?
a fish,
What?
a fish
Yes,
from
what?
a fish from the fish stew earlier. Anything, chunks, whatever you got. I'll pay you. I don't care. Just bring it to me quickly.
There's not fish stew left, but I mean I believe there's some chicken that was being had as part of
Sure.
the evening meal. Sure.
Yeah.
Are you wanting a whole meal or?
Yeah, sure. Just charge me for a whole meal. Bring me just the chicken.
Oh, okay. Just one silver for a whole meal. Two
Yep.
please.
I'll give her
Okay,
a
you
silver
understand?
really
She's-
quick.
Okay, it'll be out here for you in just a minute.
Just a minute.
You gotta cook, man.
Okay. I'm gonna wait right there for you then.
Okay, yeah. Oh, she's like, oh, okay. Well, if you wait right here, let me. Says, see, you seem very anxious. She's like, well, let me just. I'll go make sure they get it out to you promptly. One moment. She steps back into the bag. You hear her start yelling a little bit. Not 3 minutes later, dude comes out just like looking around with Hannah's kind of like swatting him on the back of the shoulder, like pointing him at you, and come over. Here you go. Takes his
I'm
tray
gonna-
and walks back out to the back of the kitchen.
Take it. I'm gonna run upstairs
Oh dear God.
and I'm gonna feed the bird. It's gone all day without eating, and I forgot.
I forgot about the bird entirely. You get up there and it's squawking, just relentlessly. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but it's cursing a lot. It just like it's swearing and just everything it can do.
I know. I'm so sorry. Here. And I'm gonna put a couple of chunks into the cage and then hold a couple out to him. And
He just about bites your fingers on the first couple.
yeah, I deserve that.
Does he bite his fingers?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not
Shut up,
sure.
kids. God damn it.
I'm not sure what the con save is for a parrot.
God damn
Oh,
you,
I've got to
kids.
look.
You should at least have to make an attack or let Glue make a deck save.
If he did so. What the fuck is a bird under? The
It said it
bird
would-
con?
It wouldn't matter really. It would just give him disadvantage on athletics checks, and he wouldn't feel.
It
good.
failed anyway. It doesn't feel good. It clearly like it bites you. Like when it bites you, it gets that first chunk back. It just kind of, you see it freeze for a second, and then just kind of wilt visibly, and just kind of look like it's about to regurgitate a smidgen.
Maybe next time you won't fucking bite me, you asshole. Anyways, here. I'm sorry again. I'll just take the bowl and kind of dump it out and around the bottom of the cage for him to back at.
Ended up not mattering. It rolled a
Are you-
6.
Are you actually feeding your parrot chicken?
Yes.
It's kind of
I
fucked
am.
up. It's eating it. It's hungry.
Birds eat birds all the time.
They're not exactly the same, so it's not quite cannibalism, right?
Yeah,
Carnivore.
I guess it's like feeding a
Also-
cat like a buffalo.
Chickens will straight up eat chickens. That's not even.
That's cannibalism.
And they will do it.
They
Yep.
really-
People eat monkey all the time.
Thinking about this, can I roll an animal handling check to see what an optimal diet for this bird would be?
That I believe you can roll it if you want to know exactly what it is.
Sure.
I'm not sure what an optimal
Holy
diet.
shit.
I'll
I
look
get
it
an
up.
18 plus 3, so 21.
21. Well, the thing is, vaguely they are omnivorous, so you get the sense like this thing is eating meat with some gusto. So but you can also, you get the feeling that just. I'm just gonna go with like you've seen birds like this before. That it's based off kind of like the way its beak looks. That it does look like it consumes both meat and vegetables, so you could get away with either.
Okay, I'm gonna take note of that and then just buy it some food tomorrow.
Sounds good.
After that, because this thing's been in the bathroom all day, which is hilarious to me. It's probably been harassing guests.
Just imagining Gloom like, oh, it eats vegetables and meat, so like a chef salad should be fine for it. No big deal.
I don't think it has a name yet, the Audox. He hasn't named it yet.
Yeah, I have not named it yet.
Also, hi, DM Chronicles. I didn't see that until just now. I feel really bad.
You should name the bird Milo just to confuse Cody.
Jesus Christ. That's gonna confuse me.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you've now fed your bird and have
Awesome.
noted what it probably can eat. Oh, that's a rip. I feel bad now. Oh well. But anywho, so you fed your bird. Do you return to your companions, or are you just hanging out with your bird upstairs in the bathroom? You fucking weirdo.
No. After I feed it and everything, I'll probably actually to socialize it a little bit. I'll bring it downstairs with me.
It's much less irritated now. Where do you pick it up?
The cage. I'm gonna keep it.
Oh, it's in its cage. Okay.
Yeah. It's still an asshole right now. Until me and him are on friendly terms, he's gonna stay in his cage.
It seemed pretty chill with you until you forgot to feed him for a whole day. Just saying.
Well,
but you bring him down, and he's much less irritated, but he still seems to have a very limited vocabulary, and still a lot of the same, just kind of abusive terminology, just not quite as much volume.
Awesome. Okay.
Did
All
you
right.
make comment over like the chicken in the bottom of the cage?
I mean, this thing ate everything, so unless he was shoving like stuff with bones in it, I was hungry.
I'm just gonna bring up a bar stool if there's an empty one. Set the parrot on there. Okay, what'd I miss?
Well, Oceanus is in the middle of just kind of like explaining like just some more stuff about Sahuagin, just kind of giving some general like they are bastards. No negotiation. They will take you like kill. They do not take prisoner.
I'll be striking up conversation with other sailors in the bar.
So just kind of wandering around. Sure.
Using the where is it? The fishing tale usage of my Fisher background feature.
Are you telling Fisher tales?
You can tell a compelling tale, whether tall or true, to impress and entertain others. Once per day, you can tell your story to willing listeners. At the DM's discretion, a number of those listeners become friendly toward you. This is not a magical effect, and continued amicability on their part depends on your actions.
Okay. Tell me a story, Cody.
Went onto a boat and killed 20 people.
Huh. That sounds believable.
I rolled on the table associated with it, and I got fins of pure gold. You caught a sea animal whose fins were made of pure gold, but another fisherman stole it.
Sell it to me.
Ian said, "Seduce me."
we ain't getting by on lazy shit on this channel, god damn it. Give us some flair.
Some flair.
It was a massive eel. All along the top and the bottom of the eel were fins, spines of gold, with glistening opalescent scales along its length. Right as I pulled it from the boat, a buccaneer came by and stole it from me to claim the fame for his own.
Satisfactory. You tell this story to a group, like you found a table of sailors about about 5 all crammed together who weren't too deep in their drink or their own conversation or were willing to have a listen to your tale. Yeah, some yeah, I swear almost the same thing happened to me a few years ago. Maybe it was the same buccaneer. And just kind of just general just kind of murmuring in appreciation for a good story told, even if everyone kind of knows it's not true. But so
Right.
they're all seeming pretty friendly to you right about now.
Fantastic. I'm making connections for if we do get to pick our own crew.
You would gather, I'm just from these guys already work on a boat.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't say these ones specifically, but like
Okay.
putting out feelers,
Gotcha.
getting to know
Okay.
people.
So you're just kind of chatting them up. You're not trying to like talk to them for about anything specific.
No, yeah.
Just
I'm
leaving a
making,
good impression. They do look at you kind of weird every now and then, like when you like emphasize words and stuff, and you have like sharp teeth. But they're also they seem like they've had a few drinks since they've been there, so they kind of like whatever, and go back to having a good old time. They've had a long day.
I'll tell another story about how my teeth grew out after I ate a bad fish.
They just kind of, you tell it, and they're looking there like, can't say I've had that particular problem before, but I mean, weird shit happens around here sometimes, so I wouldn't really discount it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I swear, I've seen a guy and he has like 3 extra fingers, but just on his right hand. It's like, it's kind of going with it, like after a little bit of brief contemplation.
Oh yeah. Whether or not they believe me is entirely irrelevant.
Fair enough, they don't really care. They're 100%. They're like, it's fun to listen to. Why not? And spin their own bullshit to each other after the fact.
Yeah, I'll spend the rest of my evening doing similar things with tales and
just different tables, or trying to just really chat up this one group of guys.
In general, I'm making connections in the community as a whole.
Okay. All right. Okay. That works.
Do we have anything else to plan for tomorrow, or are we just going to get up first thing in the morning and try to get the go to the council or go to the
who is this council? Oh shit, it's just kind of,
they oversee the town. You don't have a council, a king?
They are like, we have chief.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're kind of like chiefs.
Bunch of chiefs.
Kind of
I have a chief. So, yeah. Same thing.
Many chief. Oh, so
yeah,
not one chief.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Very well.
Several.
Interesting. Okay.
Oceanus.
Yes.
You were talking about the Swahagan. About how big are they?
Swahagan. They are. Yeah, like, they are standing up straight. It can be as tall as you or me, but tend to hunch.
All right. After he says that, I'm gonna go and get 3 more ale.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
You are getting boozed up.
Yep.
After 3, how fast did you consume these?
The first 3 I consume pretty quickly. The other 3 I'm gonna sip through the rest of the night.
Okay. You're feeling pretty juicy already though, so.
You want me to take a con save?
No.
Okay.
You're an alcoholic, so you've got a pretty good tolerance, but you downed 3 like within like 15 minutes. So
yeah,
it's starting to hit a little bit. So you're just like, feeling good. Oceanus just is asking if y'all are just, unless there's any other specific conversations y'all are wanting to have throughout the night. Yes, no, maybe so.
I'll kind of grumble to my daughter every once in a while.
Fucking weirdo.
And like I will say, because I'm
some
drunk,
weird looks from Oceanus.
I'll say her name like Sin.
What?
Oceanus just kind of looks at you throughout the night. Ooh.
I'll probably spend a good portion of us hanging out until it gets too late, chatting with Oceanus and trying to explain to him farming.
Yeah, he definitely he's just, now that there's somebody who's more willing to answer his questions than Ned, just asking questions about like farming, how farming is different on land, and asking some more questions about the chiefs, and it's like, well, how is more than one chief? One chief makes decision. How is there many chief? Just kind of give him clarification on some things, and however you would best see fit. But he's just kind of curious. He eats some chicken at one point, just kind of compares it to some sea animal, of which he has a weird name for. Like, it tastes just like that. It tastes like sea chicken. It's very, very similar to this regular chicken. But yeah. How late were you guys wanting to stay up? Mostly I'm asking for Julian because he was doing things, so this has a direct correlation to his success.
I
Little
might
after
say
midnight.
then
What
it-
time is it
I
right
don't
now?
get up too late.
Y'all were there a little after 7. Or
Oh, I'll probably
closing on
probably-
8, I believe, actually. I'm sorry.
probably stay up a little bit later than normal since we didn't wake up till quite late. In the
Yeah,
day.
y'all
Yeah.
slept from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Y'all have been up for like almost 4 hours.
Solid carousing and socializing.
Yeah. So y'all staying up all like somewhere after midnight. Julian, I'll say like grand total aside from those 5 guys, you're able to get outside of just some passing like kind of interest in your stories and just kind of chatting up with you. I'd say probably about another solid like 10 or so guys that seem to really hook on and spend more than just passing conversation with you, and seem to be pretty pleased overall. That's even considering that you're pretty fucking weird looking. So
Coolio.
you're hard to mistake, so they'll probably remember you. You get the feeling.
I'll probably need to order another 2 beers if we're staying up 4 hours.
Okay. You maintain a hearty buzz, I will say, edging over the line into being dark throughout the rest of the night. So
I don't have anything except for I would like to, at some point when I'm about to go up to the tub and head out for the night, ask Kana if she has any like fruits or nuts available.
I might have some fresh fruits. I don't know if I have any nuts at the moment though.
That's okay. Where do we got as far as food go?
Oh, depends how much you're wanting. I have some apples, and I think I actually have some grapes that I've been holding on to for a while.
How long you been holding on?
They're still good, thank you.
Okay, a handful of both. That's fine.
Oh, very well. Just and she just kind of brings out like 4 apples and like it's not a giant thing of grapes. She said a handful, so she's like, I guess more than one. Like 4 apples and a handful of grapes, and she just wants a couple silver for the lot.
Then I will give her 2 silver.
Wonderful.
And then for the rest of the night while I'm staying up, I'll just take these things and try to train the bird to say danger.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check for me.
I wasted my good roll
God.
Earlier.
Please roll bad. I just want the bird to say danger every time Gloop enters the room.
Did not roll bad. I rolled a 14 plus 3, so 17.
Okay. Are you trying to train him with like a prompt of some kind?
Currently, I'm just trying to get him to say the word. I figure that's
just
all I can do.
teaching him the word itself is not hard. You definitely rolled good enough for that, because they are birds that learn words through repetition. So you're kind of and he's not just like super on top of it. It's not like entering his like rotation. But when you say it to him, he'll sit there and kind of copying Danger.
Yeah.
Danger.
And I'm just every time he says, I'll reward him with a grape or like a piece of apple or something like that.
I'm not 100% how parrots eat, so I'm just gonna pretend they eat like other birds.
That's fine.
So yeah. You successfully have taught your bird the word danger. Danger is the word, not bird. You fools, all of you. All right.
And that's all I got. Then I'm
So,
gonna go to bed for
yeah.
tonight.
Y'all stay up a good bit to try to get to tire yourselves out a bit. Julian, your throat's a bit sore by the end from just talking a lot, especially doing your theatrics and really trying to sell it to each of these guys. Jakob, you have retained your buzz, and people have looked at you weird as you talk to your daughter, but they've just after a certain point stopped trying to engage you in conversation, just kind of leave you alone. It's like
Good.
poor, and you see like a poor guy kind of thing on their face, like, oh, so tragic. And whatever you were doing, Bart, you're just vibing, I believe you said. So
Yeah, I was chatting with
yeah, oh yeah, that's right. You were talking to Oceana, so yeah, you seem to be getting on. He likes you. You've given him the most answers. He doesn't hate Ned, but Ned seems kind of begrudging about his answer giving. Ned just seems thankful to not having to be sitting there and answering his incessant questions, so he's just minding his business for the most part. And so everybody hits the sack, later into the night. Ned actually goes to bed a little before you guys because he didn't go to sleep at 8 in the morning. Oceanus, while getting tired, not missing the chance to have his question answered, heads to bed around the same time you guys do. And y'all go to bed about 12 o'clock. Woo! Bright and early of, 8 or 9, about somewhere between 8 or 9 the next morning. What do you fellas want to do?
I want to steal that bird. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you totally can. You can try if you would like.
Yeah.
How close is the bathroom to my room?
It's not like a super long hall, so like 20 feet if you're, I'd say like, yeah, if you're like near the front, one of the first few rooms, you're like 20 feet down. Or more than that, sorry. Each room, closer like 50. This top floor is where all the rooms are, and it spans the entire top section of the inn itself, of the tavern itself.
Well, Julian, you're from this area. Besides the market and the blacksmith, are there any other stores in town?
Oh, Dungeon Master.
I mean, how long has it been since you've been here?
5 years.
Holy shit. Roll just a fucking... What did he usually do for memory? Wisdom? Wisdom check.
21.
21? Oh, fucking hell. Like, that's really good. Wow. So, I mean, you remember shockingly well. You didn't do a ton of shopping, but you do know there's like a couple people, like there's a cobbler in town, somebody who sells clothes. There's a much smaller shop that sells like nicer clothes, but really the only people that go there are some of the more wealthy merchant families. Like, then there's not a ton. You actually saw probably 2 of their very few customers of on the members of the council. A few other places, like there's a carpenter, a roofer, whatever they're called. Yeah, there's a tanner in town. Stores wise, most of it is some like smaller market-based things, people selling things at the fish market, traveling merchants for goods that aren't quite as common. And there's of course the blacksmith, who's kind of multi-purpose, and he will do repairs and sell some weaponry and armor. Is there anything
That's
particular?
Julian to you.
Thank you. Well, it's good to know if need to find some clothes or something in particular.
And there's also like a general goods store that sells some foods and stuff, as well as maybe some like things that aren't necessarily just adventuring gear, like rope and some other like smaller hammers and tools and that kind of thing.
We should probably also inform the council of our decision.
Yeah, we should
Not a
probably
bad
go
decision.
see the council first. Let them know, hey, let's talk about this. Then they can get extremely bureaucratic. Have a meeting to decide when they want to have the meeting, and then tell us when they're going to have it.
Well, hopefully they pay us so we can pay Ned.
Yeah, getting money. Also, that's a very good thing. I'm going to need that money. Julian, you know where you can find a jeweler in town? You get a couple of platinum rings.
Do I know a jeweler?
Not a jeweler exactly. That would fall more into the category of like outside of like really simple jewelry, like and some of that may even be handled by the blacksmith. It doesn't depend. He's a man who wears many hats. But more complex like actual jewelry would fall more into the market of you would need to check the market where like traveling merchants and stuff set up.
You hear that, Jones? He's got hats too.
I did hear that actually.
Good lord.
It's
actually morning now, so you'd be able to see the full range of what would be at the market.
You'd have to try your luck at the market, Bart.
All right. Well, let's go tell the council first.
All right.
We should probably talk to Eleander, since he's kind of been our go-to man.
Well, let's go do that.
Jakob, the boots and the cloak.
Oh, of course. Thank you for letting me use them, Glue.
Oh, yeah.
It's
you're
very
looking
nice of
pretty-
you.
You're looking pretty nice in that new armor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're bright and shiny, and while the dude may not be, he's not a weaponsmith or anything, he is accomplished in his craft, and while it's not necessarily like super pretty, it is very functional. Like there's nothing that looks shoddy about his craftsmanship. More or less fits like a glove, or as much as a giant metal suit of armor can in that
Nice.
regard. So, armored up, and y'all are seeking Eleander. Where are y'all going to look for him? It is, by this point, I assume if y'all ate and everything, a little after 9 o'clock.
I would say the first place we met him.
His office is right where the town council is, anyways, right? I think they're in the same building.
Did I check out DM?
I mean, he does have an office in the town hall.
Isn't he usually found at the guard place or whatever, like the jail?
Y'all were told that most of the council members, if you need to seek them outside of a council meeting, generally speaking, can be found in their places of work, more or less, unless they're performing council business. So, as he is the guard captain, you would imagine he can be found somewhere in the guardhouse / jail most of the time.
Gotcha.
Let's do it.
So,
All right.
y'all make your way. Ned and a sleepy Ned and Oceanus at this point, kind of like, you want us to come with you? And Ned's like, yeah. Do y'all need us to come with you, or you just want us to wait until you
do
talk
whatever
to
you
him?
want.
Why don't you just bring him back the money?
All right, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Ned looks over at Oceanus and is like, you sure you don't want him to come with you? He might learn a lot. There's a lot that goes on around you. You could actually meet the council, Oceanus. Oceanus perks up. I do wish to meet Chief.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, Ned, you can always come too and get your pay.
Ned is like, oh, hi. I trust you guys. Y'all are very, very trustworthy guys. I'm sure y'all won't, especially because I'll probably be working with you on this next job. I believe in you guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. I'm just gonna
I'm glad we agreed, Ned.
hang out.
All right.
What'd you say, Julian?
I say,
But you have been so crucial in everything.
I'm not much of a negotiator. I'll be very honest with you. I go where I'm asked to go and fight people or look like I'm like guard things, that kind, like, just act like soldiery kind of stuff, guardsman. Not much of a talker, so I'll hang back. Y'all let me know how it goes, though.
So you're gonna get your even cut of 50 gold?
He just looks up at you like.
I'm messing with you.
In response to his comment about being just a soldier, Jillian's like,
Ah, yes. So he sends the fisherman, but not the warrior.
Shrugs. I assume you sell your fish at some point, so got that going for you. Plus, you've got these guys. Y'all are the main attraction. I'm just the hired help's hired help. So, yeah.
roll eyes violently.
Y'all let me know how that goes. He just
All right, have an ale
promptly
on.
turns around and walks away. Oceanus, however, looks very excited.
Just really
straightening his fishy studded leather armor, just like trying to make sure he looks presentable for these land chiefs.
Does he look presentable for the land chiefs?
I mean, more or less. He doesn't have shoes.
Did he ever have shoes?
No, he did not.
Okay.
He has not had shoes. He now has the dagger that was his strapped on one side of his belt, and the remains of his spearhead with its shaft like now smoothed over on the end, like to where it's not gonna like have any splinters or anything, shoved into the belt on his other side. But you're not quite sure because his attire is just kind of weird. It looks alright. Like, it doesn't look like there's holes or anything in it. But mostly you're drawn to the fact that he doesn't have any shoes.
All right,
All right.
Yeah, let's go on in there.
Yeah, alright. So y'all set off literally down the street to go to the guard stations, guardhouse slash jail. Another guardsman kind of leaned up on his spear haft, just kind of hanging out, watching. See him like waving to some other guardsmen as they pass by, doing their rounds as y'all approach. Oh yeah, what can I do for you guys?
Yeah, talk to Eleander. It's us.
Talk to Eleander.
One's dealing with the smugglers.
No. I mean, y'all go inside, see if he's ask
Appreciate
him
it.
inside and see if he's busy. I don't
Just
care.
Walk by.
Yeah, he just opens up the door, just kind of bangs and calls her shoulder. The guys, they're a counselor paying to deal with the smugglers. Looking to talk to Eleander. Just hear the voice of that same bald guy. Yes, I'll talk to him. Come in and see that same more rotund bald guy sitting behind his desk in there. What exactly y'all want to see him for?
You need to get paid and talk to him about the other job he asked us to do.
Okay. Stand up. Wait a second. Goes over to a closed door a little farther down, like opposite from where the jail cells are. You just faintly hear like muffled talking. Dude sticks his head in. Second, pulls him back out. Come on. Go on over. He just walks away, kind of leaving the door open for you guys. Goes, takes a seat back at his desk. Inside, you see Eleander at a less nice version of what y'all saw over at in his office at the town hall. It's much more just completely utilitarian. Just desk, like a few drawers in it, like a table and a lantern. He's just like, so have y'all come to me with an answer?
Well, we were wanting to get paid for the first job, and we'll probably
Understandable.
we're interested in doing the second job. There are some details we want to work out, so
His eyes just kind of drift over to Oceanus. Yes, of course.
picked up
That
a
can be
sea
done.
elf along.
Who is this gentleman?
Picked up a sea elf along the way. He was kidnapped by the smugglers. We freed him. That's it.
Oceanus is just kind of like leaning around, peering at him. You are Saltmarsh Chief. Eleander. Not exactly, no. I'm Captain of the Guard. Sea Elf. Oceana scratches his nose, as I am also doing because my nose is itchy. Looks at you guys. You said he was chief. Not the.
No,
Not guard
you said
captain.
he was chief.
You said he is like council makes the chief. That's guard.
He's
captain.
one of the
Guard
leaders
captain,
of the
not
town.
chief.
Many
where's the-
chiefs. Oh
She
my!
looks kind
All
of
right, there's
confused.
a
is a-
disconnect there.
Whatever.
You're a chief. Just say yes, and let's move on from here.
Eleander's. Anyway. We'll convene a meeting of the council. And you all can present yourselves. We will handle the pay for ridding us of the smugglers, as well as have a conversation about your being invoiced to the lizard men.
All right. Well,
Wonderful.
we'll see you then. Say 1 o'clock, something like that.
Looks around. I see no reason to wait that long.
Oh, that's
You
even better.
accompany me over to the town hall. I will send runners for the other council members with notes. You give me just a minute to write out a few copies of the note. So you wait for me outside.
Awesome.
So,
Alright.
yeah, you see he's already, his like one drawer, he's pulling out some sheets of paper and then ink pot and quill, and he sets about his business of writing. Really, this must be a pretty succinct note he was sending out. About 5 minutes later.
Get your ass to council.
Yeah, basically. Dude doesn't seem seems very no nonsense from what you guys can gather. He comes out with four actually, folded pieces of parchment. Come along, a few guards kind of in his wake. It's really kind of y'all haven't seen him standing a bunch. He's a pretty big dude. Definitely like at least probably actually has like a couple inches on you, Jakob. And like at least, and for as much older as he looks, doesn't really seem to have much like going on in the middle. Still seems very much prime fighting condition. Y'all make your way onto the council, and he, steps inside and enters and waves over a few like errand runners that are kind of like younger, like teenagers, and kind of hands them off, giving them instructions to go run to the running to the other God damn it. Running off to get the other council members. And he goes, well, I will be preparing the council chamber. And if you all will please have a seat out here. You'll be summoned once we have briefly discussed matters ourselves and are ready to discuss things with you. Goes on into the council chamber proper. Bit more waiting. Probably about 30 minutes or so. The other council members seem to trickle in with varying degrees of not wanting to be there. Outside of, you got your guys' favorite person that y'all all seem to think is a drug addict, Anders, who's walking in, like, striding high, kind of trailed by a very slim, tall-looking, regal, like gray hair, like silver-haired gentleman who's just completely clean-shaven, following him close behind him. Seems like he's a butler. But everybody else trails in. Manistrad, last of all, looking kind of grumpy, like looks over at you guys, grumbling to herself as she makes her rest of the way into the council chamber. About 5 minutes later, guard pokes his head out. The council's see you all now.
All right.
Come in arrayed exactly as before in their crescent table. Eleander sat off to one side with Anders in the middle. Gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. The payment for your last job. Guard comes over with a small, kind of very small chest, kind of held out to you guys, lockbox. So 500 gold, as negotiated previously. Now, we are now going to intend to discuss the sending of these adventurers as an envoy to the lizard men who apparently have taken up residence in the Hool Marshes somewhere along the Dunwater. It's nods of agreement. And you got Galen Primwater is still just kind of like leaned off to one side, like, yes, we know. The question is, will they actually be effective? That clearly they are good at murder and dealing with pests, but does anything about these gentlemen look like they are ambassadors? Aliens.
Well, I would like to super object right there. Well, councilman, councilwoman.
That's a dude.
That's a dude.
Yeah,
Councilman.
that's the dude that was really like fancy looking, had like really like stylized hair, bright, colorful clothes. He's Galen Primwater.
I mean, the short and sweet of it, not to mince words or get too flowery, is you wouldn't even know that there was a job to be had here if it wasn't for us. So I feel like we're a little bit more than thugs and
yes,
mercenaries.
but I mean, we must think about the costs that we're putting forward, and if the chances of your chances of success are lower because you're more fighters than talkers, well, I don't think we should be putting forward much coin.
With the utmost. Oh, go ahead.
Oh. Say, can I make an intimidation roll? Julian's going to say,
Who better to send envoy to the violent, but the violent?
If you're trying to intimidate Galen?
I'm trying to express.
You said intimidation, dog. Are you making the roll?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
express
Roll
our
an intimidation
dangerousness to him.
Roll an intimidation check.
That is a 17 plus.
Hell yeah.
Where'd it go? 5, so 22.
22.
We scary as fuck.
Galen is sitting there and he's just kind of leaning on one elbow, and he just kind of sits up and backwards in his chair and glances side to side a little bit. Be that as it may. What good does it do us if our envoys just end up angering and fighting some of these lizard men before we getting killed? There's a few like mutterings, like Ida's looking at you guys, but it's kind of like, Anders is just kind of looking. He seems pleased as punch, regardless. Manistrad, like semi-engaged because of mention of that, like it's clearly been kind of explained like what's going on here, but still not speaking up quite yet. After a moment of them kind of grumbling, he says, "Well, that is regardless. Do you have anybody you would rather send, Galen?" I'm not saying don't send them. I'm saying their chance of success should weigh into how much they get paid. That's it.
I
If
think
anything.
you got that the other way around. If it has an extremely low success chance and we might not be coming back, I expect to get paid an extremely high amount.
Well, if there's very low chance of you coming back, then that means you would have failed. Yes?
If we are not getting paid until we return successful, then what does it matter, councilman?
He's kind of... Yeah, it is. regardless of whether their chances of success are high or not. They are planning to do right by the town of Saltmarsh, Gellin. So, we will pay them. Yes? And Anders just like, yeah, that sounds good to me. And Eleander, of course. Manistrad shrugging. As long as they don't, as long as they keep these lizard men from interrupting our mining, sounds fine to me. Crown wouldn't want us interrupted. Leaning over and kind of looking over at Gellin. Yes, fine, whatever. We'll pay them. That's whatever. I'm glad that is settled. So, it has been agreed upon that due to the danger of this particular job, as well as how much the safety of Saltmarsh itself is reliant upon your success, we have figured currently of 1,000 gold payment upon completion of successfully negotiating with the lizard folk to ensure that we are indeed not their target. And of course, if any kind of deal might be struck, while we do not grant you full powers to negotiate everything upon Saltmarsh's behalf, extending a treaty, or the proposal of a treaty, would be welcome.
All right, and if we were wanting to try and sweeten the deal a little bit, make sure these lizard men come to the table, y'all are willing to put that up as well?
Maybe some aid in the form of weapons.
From what I understand, there was a shipment of weapons on the way there. My men did not find them aboard the vessel, so I assumed that maybe you all had acquired them while you were aboard.
Absolutely.
But those weapons are not coming from Saltmarsh, so
we recovered them,
arguably,
and we are ensuring they make it there.
But arguably, the lizard men already paid for, in their minds, the weapons, and in their minds, it's rightfully theirs.
This is true. Anders. What? Yes.
I'm just saying that I'd rather sell there with carrots, not sticks. Sticks ain't going to get anything done in this situation.
He does have a point. Well, I'm sure I could pull something from my my family stores. How many were? What all was on what all had they purchased themselves from these smugglers?
I'll
You rattle it
tell
off.
them what they got. Yeah.
He'll say, okay. For now, I believe I should be able to provide them with once again what they had purchased from my own personal guardsman's armory. So double what they had purchased, I feel should be plenty as a show of goodwill. And this is understandable. Gellin's like, well, yes, that is much more than sweetening the deal, but coming out of your coffers, not mine. It is, yes, shows we are genuine. I should do nicely, yes. Well, is that acceptable?
I mean, how do y'all folks feel about it?
I think that'll definitely convince them. Now, to get down there, I believe we had talked at least with one of the council members about the possibility of using the smuggler's ship and obtaining a crew.
I believe I spoke to the Lady Owland on the matter.
just kind of glance over and just kind of familiar, just eyebrows dip down for a second. Yes, you did speak to me, and I have brought it up with the rest of the council. Are we still okay with going forward with fronting the money for all of these and guilds? I mean, if it's coming out of the town charges, paying for a few sailors should, for only a matter of days, I guess is acceptable from the town's coffers. Anders nods along. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, should be on top of what we're already giving. I mean, it should be acceptable. Eleander and Manistrad just kind of look at each other and, well, I would say, Ida, if you are willing to send 10 of your own sailors, or however many you would like, this is perfectly acceptable. And we, of course, will compensate half of their pay for this journey. Manistrad is nodding along. Ida just squints over for kind of quick glare off the side. Very well. I will provide you with men of my own ships to assist you in manning this vessel for the duration of this job. Julian, similar nervousness as to when you were previously negotiating with Ida, previously just kind of overcomes you, and you let out kind of a nervous guards behind you are just standing at the door, just kind of glance at you like. None of the council members seem to really notice. They're busy kind of being peeved with each other.
Thank God.
But there's looking around. Very well. That is settled. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss with us before we relinquish you to this? Now, while there is not a great need for this to be completed in the next several hours, it would be appreciated if you did not spend too much time dilly-dallying around town. You will, of course
not,
get with Ida, and she'll provide your crew.
A generous gift from.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
You're good.
A generous gift from a council member who truly values the community.
I say, glaring at the one who is only worried about his own coffers.
Talking about Galen?
Yep. I'm looking eye contact with him when I say that.
How old is Galen?
You can't quite tell. Heavily make-upped. You can't tell. He could be 30, at his youngest. It's definitely, he's using it to cover it up, to cover up his age, but he could be anywhere between 30 and 50. Can't quite tell. It's very, very much manicured and nicely dressed and just very, very much kind of a very pompous looking individual.
Gotcha.
So he's just hanging out. You glare at him, Julian, and he's just kind of, of course, whatever gets the job done, I guess. Ida. Hush, Galen. He shrugs, but doesn't say anything else.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for the money. We'll get preparations made. Probably going to need to grab one or two of those lizard men and carry with us.
Do you think that's the best idea?
I do.
He suggested it because he thought it was a bad idea.
Elliot just kind of levels a look at you, just stares at you for a second. turn
Stare
his
right.
back.
We're completely unaware of what rank and position these lizard men held in their tribe, but they were set to task, apparently, to oversee the shipment of these weapons.
Mm.
Having them coming back and convincing them that they could be heroes and
You
great.
do not think that they may try to have you all killed for murdering their comrades?
Their comrades started a fight with us. We just defended ourselves. If it weren't for me putting them to sleep with magic, they would have gotten killed the same as the rest of them.
They may
And I
not
think-
care.
I think the more docile of the two would probably be the better choice to take with us, as he seemed to be a bit more cooperative and may talk to his tribe mates.
Kind of looks around.
And I'm sure he will, especially if we blackmail and tell him, like, he told us exactly where they live and exactly what they were doing and exactly everything else. Like, yeah, he'll be on our side.
I have no issue with it. As speak to them and determine if you would like to take which of them or both of them. Matters to me not. They are here. They will remain in jail. Otherwise, they're your problem. However, just kind of looks over at Ida and Ida. My only concern would be for the safety of my sailors who would be manning your vessel. So, if these threats are going to be aboard this boat in the presence of my men, I will hold you to all of you accountable to their safety in regards to these lizardmen's presence while sailing. Understood?
Of course, there's a hold on board that we can keep the prisoner kept tied up in, and we'll have one of us can stay down there and watch him.
Ensure that you do. Other than that, I have no objections. All the others kind of, yeah, well, it's fine, whatever. They don't particularly care. And they're just kind of, yeah, yes, I mean, it makes sense to bring people who may vouch for you, you're not murdering them, so, yeah. Like, yes. Let them be about our business. I have ledgers to attend to. And it's like, not anything else that you would like to ask of us.
Fellas, you got any more questions for these folks?
Not currently.
What other kinds of things do you want us to broker with these people? We're going to go out there to these lizard folk and say, hey, we'd like to help you in a war. Here's some extra weapons. And you're trying to get what exactly out of them? Get the plans to their joint operation? You want to set up a meeting between leaders? What exactly are we trying to make a deal for here?
First and foremost, your task is to ensure that the Sahuagin are not only as much of a threat as they are being made out to be, but also that they are their targets.
All right, fair enough.
They are not setting up this close to Saltmarsh to raid and pillage here. Now,
Correct.
Secondary to that would be to possibly set up a meeting of our leaders. That would be nice. Beginning a back and forth, to see what may be done to ensure the Sahuagin is stopped. I cannot imagine that.
Sorry. I was just thinking, yeah, we could be like, oh, we'll trade. We'll take one of your envoys with us back to Saltmarsh to negotiate, and you can take one of ours to leave here. Ned, just stay with the lizard.
Y'all are evil. But to open up a line of communication. As if the Sahuagin are as much of a threat as it appears to be, then we may very well be interested in joining this alliance they have formed to ensure that they are defeated. So, more detailed negotiations can occur afterwards, but open these lines of communication and ensure that they are not a threat to Saltmarsh itself.
All right. And if we got a kind of meeting set up, where would you want to hold it?
Preferably here in Saltmarsh, but they will never agree to that. So, if you could somehow come across a relatively safe but also midpoint, preferably not in the whole marshes, is where we will meet them. You see somewhere great along the way? Fantastic. Otherwise, simply let them know that we will meet them in a neutral location between each of our strongholds.
All right. Sounds good.
Wonderful. Now, on the off chance that they are going to be attacking us, I will need to drum up perhaps some more guardsmen and militia. If you have nothing else to add, I believe we all have business we would like to attend to.
Yep, we got business of ourselves to get going. How long do you think it's going to take to outfit that ship?
Ida. I can have I do believe that I can have a sufficient number of sailors selected before the end of today.
So leaving first thing in
Anders?
the morning then?
Anders. Yes. A similar timeline to have the extra weapons transported, packaged up, and everything to be delivered to the ship itself, and that can also be done by the end of today. Yes.
All
All
right.
right.
I will let them, the leader of the sailors of which I appoint, know to contact you for whatever plans you all wish to have. I will go ahead and have them bring the ship up to dock as soon as possible. I imagine you all will be able to recognize it.
It'll be easy enough. We'll probably want to pay for about a week's worth of stabling, Bart, before we head out.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon we can do that.
That is all?
Yeah, that should be it.
Wonderful. They just kind of turn to chatting with each other in more hushed tones as the guards both kind of step to either side and open the two double doors and gesture you guys out. Oceanus has been surprisingly quiet this entire time, and as y'all walk out, he just kind of... They are indeed chiefs. They argue
Yeah,
a lot.
there you go.
But it's weird. It's like meeting of chiefs, but they are all over one town. Strange, you land people are. But interesting.
Well, you know what they say sometimes, too many cooks.
No, I do not know what they say about too many cooks.
Well, you got too many cooks trying to make one thing, they'll make it too complicated and it'll just ruin everything.
Huh. That makes sense.
I don't think that's actually the situation here, but a couple of those guys are just straight boobs.
I
Anyway,
don't know what that means either.
they're dickheads.
Ah, yes, I noticed.
Yep.
They do not seem to get along. So, what's his plan?
Well, looks like we gotta go talk to some lizard men, get some weapons, get some sailors, hop on a boat, and go chat up some lizard men.
Okay.
As easy as that. Nothing can go wrong.
I feel like many things could go wrong.
Yeah, that was sarcasm again.
It is very hard to tell with you. Yes.
You're just coming. You're coming along with us. Like, we didn't offer you money or anything. You're just coming for fun.
You all saved my life. If this is grave danger to your tribe or this tribe, you appear to be paid to help them, but so yes, I will help. Plus, my people do not like Sahagin. Yeah.
Well, hell,
If
maybe
you join
we'll
us,
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
if you join us, you'll be paid regardless.
Unnecessary, but appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean,
Why does everybody give away money? I don't get it. This does not make sense to me.
there's more important things out there than money. Come on, Glue. I'm pretty sure how much you pay for water varies based off of how much you need it. Everybody needs a little bit of something every now and then. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm glancing. I can't hide it. So I'm glancing in between Bart and Oceanus because I got stuff that I want to say, but I'm not going to say it in front of Oceanus right now. Okay. Well, if you're coming along with us, maybe there's someone in town that can help fix your spear before we head out.
Pulls it out.
Yeah, you definitely don't want him coming with a broken spear.
It will serve. I have fought with similar weapon. It was my nice spear.
Yeah, but if you could have a bigger one, why wouldn't you want one, right?
Because I am used to fighting with spear underwater.
Right. Because you're used to having a bigger one.
I think what he's saying is it'll serve better on land to be smaller.
I don't think that's true at all.
Now,
I'm
if
trying
we
to
could,
keep it together.
he just kind of lifts up a foot and goes, now if I could get something to deal with this, I do not know where to get.
Yeah, we can get
I do
you
not have
there.
any money to get shoes.
I don't think you got any money at all.
I don't.
Oh, I
do
got
not.
I got the community shoes right here. And I'll pull out the fancy black pair of boots.
He just looks at him and picks him up, like, holds him up to one side of his foot. See, more or less the same size. You start to yanking him on.
It's a good thing we're all the same size as you.
More or less. I'm
We
not
very
I'm not
all
gonna
have
sit
the
here
same
and
size as
do
you.
technicalities and all this weird nonsense. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. We
Or,
basically,
like
if
the
you're a
size
medium
3.5.
creature, your clothes are the same.
Roll for shoe size.
We go by size category in here. Small creatures and people that aren't like normal humanoids. He's got like webbed feet, so his like. Did you just put on those boots of Elvenkind, right? Or did you not?
I would try to.
No. She told you they were magic. So like,
right.
Yeah,
I would
they
try
like
to.
mold themselves to your feet, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
So you've just got like weird fin boots.
Word.
So you're like,
Alright.
sweet. But he's like, yes, I have shoes now works. But yes, other than food, this will serve. So
You haven't been eating anything?
there was complimentary meal, and
There you go.
Ned felt
Still-
bad, so he fed me.
Well, I mean, yep.
So we must talk to Lizardmen to see if we can bring.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah,
talk
pretty
to him.
much.
I'll swing over there.
Okay.
Easily enough, dudes let you in, like, yeah, sure, go talk to him. Eleander sent a runner, it would seem, to let them know to let you guys in to talk to him. Go in, like I said, they are in two separate cells. They will point you out to which one was more depressed looking.
Oh, come on. They look different. Don't give me the
Both
flash
look exactly
was
the
all
same.
red.
One's just sad.
All lizard folk look the same.
What are you
Y'all want to roll
Hey,
some
now.
checks for me?
Be
It's
like a
this
video.
one right here. Why can't y'all tell the difference? He looks
That-
totally different.
That is a 24 on my insight check between those two.
That is a natural one. They both look exactly the
That's
same.
exactly the same.
Oh no!
They're
Correct.
both winches.
This tracks. Jakob walks in. Bar winch.
Fucking bunch of guardsmen like, huh?
I'm glad we have
This isn't a
we've
bar.
established who the problematic character is.
Jakob isn't even.
Canceled.
Jakob's not even talking to a lizard folk. He's like, all right, we're gonna need you to come with us. He's talking to a guard.
Talking to the like the pudgy guy, the bald pudgy guy behind his desk, and he's like,
Oh, I'm speaking Draconic the entire time, too.
yeah, he leans over and looks at you guys like, is he okay?
He's
Doesn't-
looking-
Doesn't look okay.
You
Yeah, you're
speak
like,
common?
Whoa, what the fuck?
How long have I been speaking Draconic to you, and you speak Common this entire time?
Jakob, he's over here.
You just kind of walked up to me and started speaking gibberish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. They're down there.
So
Anyway,
the big question is Jakob just incapable of telling humanoids apart? Or does
That
this
way.
guy look like a lizard folk?
He's a bald dude. Like, bald,
Jakob's-
pudgy dude.
Jakob's just unsure of what's real anymore.
Apparently. But y'all are easily able to determine the different lizard folk. So you've got your dude over there. He's still just kind of moping. He's not dead though, so I guess that's a plus. But he's in there.
are they are in adjacent cells, right?
They are separated, but in adjacent cells.
Okay.
Are they bound in any way?
Yes. Not like heavily, but just kind of manacled.
Arms in front, though?
The one that is more docile has his hands bound in front. The one that's been more peevy, his hands are bound behind him.
They're the one that's more docile and walk up, bag of holding, and day-old fish from Julian. I'll throw it in there at him.
Just looks over like,
I'll throw it to him. He doesn't catch it.
He
It's
just
hitting him.
throws the fish fucking at him.
dude was like,
Fuck you.
actually, oh no, just slaps him in the side of the fucking face.
What?
He
I
rolled
think
2.
he was meaning to like toss it into the room. To, like,
Were
here's
you
the
just
fish.
tossing it onto the floor?
I was tossing it to him as we walked up and got his attention. I wasn't trying to.
Nobody said
mentor.
anything. You just chucked it. So the
Fucking
fish just kind of
drops
comes
this
flat, and he
stupid
rolled a
fish.
2 on his perception check. So he's nothing.
Oh,
His,
no.
his intention was to have this guy's attention, throw him a fish.
You
as
just said
he
you threw the fish,
somewhat-
dog.
So it somewhat identifies him, but intention means
It
a lot.
doesn't hit him in the face, but it just kind of lands in his lap as he's just kind of like staring off into space. He jumps a little bit and looks over you guys and just kind of and hisses a few, just kind of hiss. I don't know what fucking Draconic sounds like, but
What'd he say?
he just says that you can understand, Jakob, that what do you want from me?
We want to give you the opportunity to go back to your tribe first and be able to tell your side of the story. So maybe you get to live, and
Wait.
maybe you get to be a hero.
What are you telling him, Jakob?
I'm telling him that he's got a chance to go back home.
No. You don't do it that way. Tell them they're gonna be heroes. You gotta build this up. They're not gonna be like, oh well, maybe you'll live. No. These are gonna be the guys who got the biggest ally in their
Oh.
war.
I was kidding.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know what you're saying or anything. I'm just making sure you
That's fair.
go from that angle. I just know what you told me.
Well,
You
it
said you
started
wanna
with
give
the
them a
lead up.
chance to live, and that sounds really off base of what we're going for. So-
I was going to tell him, he gets to be a hero who brings back some
Right.
weapons, some more, double the weapons that he was going to get.
That's right.
And some allies potentially for the
Absolutely.
upcoming fight against the Swag, and gets to be a hero, gets to live. And
We also
live his
need to
life.
get some information about where they're supposed to be carrying these weapons, how they're supposed to get contacted, all those kinds of things.
I figure the next couple of days on the boat, he's not going to be going anywhere, so we can talk to him then.
So you kind of relay that, Chant A, living.
Oh, and I mean, let him role play it out.
Well, I'm
fine.
going off of
I-
what
I
he's
know.
already said.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Dude,
Okay,
hasn't got a chance to respond at all. So, chance to live, come back a hero, bringing double the weapons, and possibility of an ally, is what you have said to him so far.
And see his. I guess I haven't asked if he has wife, like kids or family.
Not sure if
See his
Lizard Men
queen.
do the whole
There we go.
marriage
He gets
thing.
to see his queen again.
But you
He's
kind of
queen.
unload all that, and he just kind of starts to sit up more and look less dejected as you go on. And you would return not only the weapons, but more weapons,
Yes.
and the possibility of allying.
The people of Saltmarsh want to be able to talk to your tribe about that.
I see. He's kind of like, and so you would bring us back to the tribe.
We want to bring you back first, so you're able to tell your side of the story before your energetic friend gets to tell his. Make it a little bit fair.
He kind of looks down at his hands for a second before looking up, and then shakes his head. If we are to go, we both go. I will not
I'll
have
Go ahead.
him rot here in chains. Because he was able to remain loyal.
If that is what you want, I'll have to talk to my party about it. My friends here about it. There'll have to be some promises, because we can't have either of you hurting any of the crew members while we're going over there. But if my party is okay, if my friends are okay with it, then we could take him along.
If my party friends are okay with it.
My party friend.
That is good. He's an honorable warrior. He serves his queen well.
All right, and I'll relay what he said to everyone and ask for input.
Oh, hell no, that guy's an asshole.
Well, I mean, that guy might be an asshole, but come on, everybody's an asshole every now and then. And
Not me.
Right. Well, some people are more aware of than others, is all I'm saying in that regard. But we should bring both of them along. I mean, hell, if you can make it abundantly clear to him that if he does anything outwardly aggressive to us, we'll have to return the favor, and nobody wants that. If they can make it all the way back home to their swamp, that'll speak volumes if there aren't any incidents to if this can even happen in the first place. He'll have to impart upon his friend that he'll be setting an example for the rest of this whole negotiation to even be able to happen. Right.
Oh, that sounds good to me. I'll basically say word for word what Bart just said.
He'll nod and he looks at you for a second.
This is the other guy even paying attention?
Y'all
Is
are
he just
standing in
like-
front and talking to the other dude, like these aren't like they're not like nut to butt, but
Gloob, throw another piece of fish at him.
like unless you're like yelling, I guess he could technically hear you guys, but you haven't heard any response as of yet. But the other guy he looks at you for a minute, Jakob, and nods. I will honor this agreement.
All right.
If
We'll just need.
you betray us, then so be it.
I have no intention, and I don't believe my friends have an intention to put you in any more harm or your friend in any more harm. We'll just have to get the same guarantee from him.
Just kind of nods. So,
How's it go?
yeah.
How's it going?
Our scaly friend here is agreed and given his word that he'll honor the terms of our arrangement, that there won't be any trouble from him, and there shouldn't be any trouble from his friend, but I want to get a guarantee from his friend as well.
Okay. Let's roll an insight check. Is that okay?
On who?
The guy that we're talking to, not the other guy.
What'd you roll?
Natural 20.
You can't, so because you don't speak the language, even with a natural 20 you can get so much. From his body language, you don't know what he's saying, but you can tell whatever it is the dude means it. Like
Hey.
it could be
That's
like
all.
he could be saying he wants to slaughter a village of babies. Like you have no idea. But
But
presumably
you know that
as-
in his heart, he wants to slaughter babies.
yeah, you know that like from posture and the way he's holding himself, and especially
Yes.
compared to how he's been conducting himself, that the dude's spirits are like his spirits are lifted, and he's being very straightforward as from the best you can tell based purely off of body language. Like he's
Great.
facing not turned away, like fully facing Jakob as they speak, all whole 9 yards. Meeting
When,
his eyes, that kind of thing.
I'm sorry. When Jakob says scaly friend, and I'm gonna put some work on you here, DM, so I apologize for it ahead of
That's
time. But I'm gonna say, Jakob, what's their name?
I have not asked.
Do that.
Whoa. Go and turn to the lizardman in the cell. What's your name?
And he looks up at you. I am Ashrak.
How do you spell that?
Oshraccu. I was ready for you bitches. What's up?
Awesome.
Fuck y'all.
Oh, spell that one more time though, because
Yeah,
I got
you
OSH. I was ready for you, bitches.
Oshraccu.
And what is the name of your friend?
He is known as Druzak. And that is Druzaq.
I'm just putting Drew and then Sock.
The old Druzak. It's
Yep.
Druzak.
Drew Zock.
I don't suck.
Okay.
Drew suck.
Druzak.
DRUZAQ.
Druzaq. Yes, sir.
Well, Gloob, this is Ashraku, and his friend is Druzak,
Thank you.
Drew.
of course. It's important we
I'm
learn
sure
people.
shortening
Do
his
you- do
name
you
will
say
please
that?
him.
Did you say that in character, Julie? Oh, okay. I was
No.
like, I feel like maybe we shouldn't make pet names for these guys. It might not go over so well. Might be either super insulting or super insulting.
uh,
So
Well, yeah, I mean, if he tells us the names, I'll go over to the bars and kind of wave at him to sort of get his attention. Orsaku, Bart.
and I'll tell him I'm Jakob.
you honor me, Yuck.
You honor me.
Just kind of nods. And just looks at Bart and just looks kind of fused, but also nods at you. And you hear him spout some. You hear draconic noises, and he seemed to get the picture of what you were doing, and he says, "You honor me, Bart."
And I'll translate it for Bart.
I will give him a bow.
Okay. Kind of
Seems universal enough.
inclines his head a little bit, but that's about it. So, you plan on speaking to Druzak?
Sure, if everybody's fine with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
All right.
you go over, and like when you guys first came in, he was just kind of very pointedly not paying any attention to you guys, but you guys kind of shift over from talking to Oshaku, and he's now kind of staring off into space, just like before he had been very tense and obviously purposefully not paying attention to you guys, and now he's just kind of like, he's not limp, but his muscles are just relaxed as he kind of like stares kind of down into like the middle of the bottom middle of the wall.
Wave a fish at him.
His head kind of
Mr.
slowly starts to turn.
What's their names? They're people.
If they eat raw fish like I do, they'll be happy to see it.
Just kind of looks over at you, looks up, just blinks, and you hear Jakob. You wish to get my confirmation as well.
I would like your word that we and the crew will not be harmed in the transit.
Kind of looks over, like kind of looking at the wall between his and Oshraku's cells.
And before you give me your word, Ashraku will not be harmed as well.
Thinks for a second. and nods. Kind of like barely kind of dip of his I guess lizardmen have muzzles.
Yep.
I'm not 100% on that. His snout. There we go. That's what it is. His snout kind of dips down, and a kind of very almost imperceptible nod. Oshraku will answer for what he has done before the tribe.
All right.
Judgment
And the
is
crew and us?
out of my hands.
My apologies for interrupting. What was
You're
it?
good.
Saying?
He was just saying that judgment is out of his hands now, if they are to return to the tribe.
All right. And the crew and us will be safe in transiting you?
I will put my faith in
All
you.
right.
If that is false, I will answer for my crimes before the tribe.
Both you and Ashraku have no need to worry about coming to any further harm. Thank you.
As you say. Kind of return. Just kind of looks back. He keeps just kind of glancing at the wall between him and Oshraku. But that's about it.
All right.
Well, do we want to bring these gentlemen to the boat?
Maybe you should say we'll come back and get them later tonight or in the morning or something.
Ida did say the
Alright.
boat and the sailors would be ready by the end of the day,
Right.
Okay.
and that it would be at the dock.
Then I will tell them that we will come for them when we're ready to depart.
Do you know how to write Draconic?
Right?
If you can speak it, you can write it, unless you just don't want
Then,
to
yeah.
be able to write it.
Do they know how to read?
I will say that y'all can extrapolate from the fact that they were carrying, like, they had probably delivered the note and everything, and that their group is being
I mean, like-
entrusted with ensuring that this got there. They can probably at least read their own language.
I didn't know if it was like, oh yeah, like, those nerdy leaders are the only people that know how to read. Or
The queen.
I got you. Now, these guys, there seemed to be a good bit of trust put into them, and you can kind of like, they can
Okay.
probably read.
Well, maybe we should come up with like a list of rules or something like that, so that they can easily see where they stand and can better extrapolate their position on the boat and that.
Well, I mean, if it's only going to be like a 2 or 3 day haul, realistically, we can ask them to stay in the bunk room that they were in before.
That's
Well, I
true.
feel
That was
like-
kind of their room.
Right, and I feel like that's a good idea, but I don't think we should maybe just force them to kind of be prisoners on the ship. I mean, I feel like it goes a long way to say, hey, I want to make peace with your people, and then a lot longer to show I want to make peace with your thing.
Oh, I think that at the very least, Osraku is trustworthy.
All right, fair enough. You seem like a
Um,
stand-up fella.
I think we'll need to watch Druzok if we're allowing both of them to walk around free, because I don't want to lose any of the crew members, as we've given Ida our word.
Druzak may be more of a threat to his companion than to ours.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I feel like, from what I understand, he's a right hard ass, right? But if it's going to be something that'll benefit the tribe, as long as nobody manages to piss him off or do something, I feel like he'll keep that on wraps until we get back to his home. So I think it'd be wise for the crew to be informed to just stay the hell away from him, not get in his way more than anything.
I think that's a good idea.
Would it do more harm than good to arm them ahead of time?
I think it'd probably be best if maybe we're the only people armed on the ship.
Okay.
That is fair. Avoid
know
any
they-
misunderstandings.
Right. Because this is just as easy can get fucked up by any one of them sailors on the ship who decide, hey, my cousin got ate by a lizard man. Maybe I'm going to rough you up a little bit. And then that guy gets his fucking neck ripped out.
That is also true.
But maybe they'll think twice about doing that if, they ain't got no weapons to do it with. Sure, they might have a knife or two, but on lizard folk, I mean, they got 10 of them.
And I think Draconic is a little bit of a scary language to hear spoken, so it might intimidate them to not try anything either.
There you
All right.
To the marshes we go.
All right. Anything else you gentlemen are wanting to do for the rest of the day?
go. We're already past.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking before I roll camera.
But
Also-
before we leave, I need to get those rings, but we can do that next session.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, minor shopping that doesn't need to be on stream for minor
Understood.
miscellaneous.
Some of that stuff can be done off stream. That's fine. But anywho, so as y'all head off to wrap up whatever last minute preparations that you have in mind before making your way to the boat, as you wait for it to be gathered and I'm sure you guys will let Ned know how much you plan on paying him for his assistance at some point during the day. Oh God.
Did they tell us how much money we were
1,000
gonna get?
gold.
1,000.
They said they were gonna pay you 1,000 gold on completion. Head out to wrap up the last of your preparations, and your odds seeming pretty good. You'll have some lizard folk that are willingly coming with you. You've got some backup for offerings of peace offerings for the tribe itself, and every intention of fulfilling the council's wishes, which seem to line up in the area of peace, because that is the best chance for Saltmarsh to remain intact. That is where we'll be ending tonight's session.
Hey.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. I know it wasn't exactly action-packed, but hey, everybody was chatting and hanging out, having a good time. We got some new stuff that hopefully we'll get to use and be exciting. Maybe you have your halfling who can't actually swim using a ring of swimming, so that'll be fun. Some upgrades all around, and a new job on the horizon with some details and cash to be made and deals to be struck. So thank you guys also for coming and playing with me tonight. Having a blast. I'm digging it. Hopefully we'll see this a different mission aside from just go kill a bunch of people. So that's cool. But yeah, I believe that we are planning to hop into, and we'll raid another channel as we leave on out. So if y'all don't mind sticking around for that, give somebody a nice big old round of applause. I don't know who it should be. Somebody else in here, make a quick decision, because holy fuck, I don't know.
Let's do TPK roleplay.
We'll just do TPK roleplay.
Yeah, they're sitting at 14 right now.
Shit, damn it. Gotcha. So we're getting ready to roll TPK roleplay. Everybody warm up your fingers, because I can't click on the right button in Twitch, so we're taking a second while I build us up to raid these guys. We're giving a nice big round of applause, because we're nice like that. And we are moving our way on over there.
Holy shit.
In a few seconds. Hype them up. They're nice fellas. We like letting them know that we enjoy their work, because we enjoy our work. And I hope everybody's ready. We're going. Bye.
Have a good one.